The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
like they could save 15% or more on car insurance, so they should have done that.
They keep calling me about my extended warranty, and I keep telling them to fuck off.
Have you ever got those texts that are like,
Yeah.
your USPS package has been
Yes.
compromised, and you give us all your information? I'm like, do you think I'm an idiot? Like, what are you talking about?
I get ones that are like, your payment has been processed. Please click here for the receipt. And I was like, no, it hasn't. And no, I won't.
I
No,
did
I
get
haven't
one
seen it
about
before.
a car insurance breakdown thing, and it's really funny because I don't have a car.
It is funny when it's like, we can relieve your student loans. It's like, I got into college for free. Not to
Oh, I got
brag,
one of
but,
these
like,
recently.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got into college for free. I
Did
knew
you get a
it.
scholarship?
Pray the Hollywood
I
elite
got
returns.
I got a full ride.
Due to an
Dude, that's
Due to an
that's
address
pretty cool.
verification issue, we are
Yeah.
unable to deliver your package at this time. Your package is currently on hold. We kindly request that you provide a valid delivery address to prevent the package from being returned.
Well,
I
you
can't
can
believe
hold
you're
my
with my
package
package.
if you ask nicely. I've got one here. If you pay your PCN before October 16th, 2024, you'll be given a discount of £7,
What does that mean?
and overdue payment will result in a penalty of 200%, and your vehicle will be seized. Please deal with it in time. Like, I don't have a fucking vehicle.
What is a
Keep it.
PCN?
I don't know what a
What are you talking
PCN
about?
is. I have no idea what a PCN is.
It's a piece of these nuts. Ooh,
No,
Got him.
that's crazy.
And just so the audience all know, yes, I'm still a sicky boy. My pussy still hurts, and so everyone has to be nice to me today.
Fuck you.
There's medication for that, probably.
But on the bright side, Dylan, are you feeling better?
Yes, I wasn't sick. Pup's doing this thing where he's trying to convince me I was sick. And
You
I
were.
gave
You
him-
were
Dylan
so
was just
unwell.
denying it.
You were so
I'm
unwell.
a sickness denier.
Like,
yeah.
you were in such a delirious state that you probably don't remember any of it. Well, anyways, also, Frank, it's funny you mentioned medication, because I remember when I was out in the States, times when I was super unwell, and just like a Dayquil would fix it enough to, like, it's the difference between I can come to work today and I can't go to work today. UK medication does not do that. UK medication is nowhere near that powerful.
So
It's
it doesn't
like
work as well.
Yeah, I found that
Probably some
Dayquil.
kind of regulation.
Dayquil. If I took Dayquil, I could like
Interesting.
a day where I would otherwise be just stuck in bed, I could actually do shit. Whereas like British medication is like, well, at least I don't feel worse, you know? Like
You're dead now.
It's probably
Interesting.
a regulation
It's
thing.
very interesting.
yeah, probably. I mean, there's
Yeah, no,
probably
it's
it'll probably
regulation.
kill you slowly. I don't know, like
Speaking of killing something slowly, maybe quickly now, but Elon Musk killing Twitter. Sunset City Podcast is now on Blue Sky. If you have retreated to Blue Sky like the rest of us.
See, I told you said
So-
it last episode. I told you.
Okay, so I know a lot of
don't think I
people
know.
are retreating or running away to Blue Sky. I technically have not. I want to watch that shit burn. I want to watch
I mean, I
X
haven't-
burn to the ground.
I haven't left Twitter, but like I am using Blue Sky primarily now because I think it's a lot more fun, a lot
Yeah.
better.
I use all three. I use those two, and I also use Threads, which is done by like Meta or Facebook or whatever.
I like
So,
Oh
to
yeah,
use
I'm not making an account
I use
there.
3 different ones.
Facebook to
It's an extension.
communicate with the other people at the old folks' home.
If anything, it has more integration with Instagram than Facebook, and if it does have Facebook
Yeah.
integration, I wouldn't know because I don't use that shit.
Wait, Dylan, what's the password to the Blue Sky?
Well, don't
Yeah,
say
you want to say it out loud on the stream?
I wanted to see if you'd do it.
No,
By the
no,
way,
no, I'm not that stupid.
I was able to switch over to my PC. How am I sounding?
So yeah,
Oh,
if you are
nice.
on Blue Sky and you want to
Great.
follow the podcast, you can go to you can just search for Sunset City
At Blue
Podcast.
Sky, I'll put it in the
Dot
chat.
Are we
Blue Sky
Sunset City
social.
PC or Sunset City YT or what? Like, what are we?
We're Sunset City Podcast.
Sunset City
It's
Podcast.
just Sunset City, but like on the forehead of Whitey
I-
from 8 Crazy Nights.
Eleanor!
Podcast in there makes sense. I feel like that'll be better for the podcast.
Yeah. Well, because I already saw another Blue Sky account that said Sunset City Light, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, oh, probably
Yeah, we're
could
gonna
have just called
destroy
it
those
Sunset
guys.
City.
Yeah, it's just
we're
this
gonna kill
with
them, actually.
it's just this show without all the things that make it sweet. So no me.
Yeah, it's the Diet Sunset City.
You know how it is. This podcast is fattening, by the way. But
No sugar.
yeah.
who wants to do the welcomes? Who wants to do the welcomings?
I haven't been here in a while. I can do it.
Whose fault is
Yay.
that?
Well, it's because you were
It was
sick,
pups.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Dylan
Yeah,
got
he's
sick
been
and then he
sick
got
for
pups
such
sick.
a
150
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
so unwell for centuries.
Hello. Welcome to Sonic Central. Welcome to Sunset City, the Sonic podcast for the Sonic and modern age.
Sure.
I'm your host, Garrulus64, who is here sometimes, but I'll be here more often, I promise. And with me today, as always, I have Channel Pup.
You sound just like my dad.
He is your dad.
They're just the way he's like, I'll try and be here more often, I swear.
Oh.
We have Gotta Be Frank.
Hello.
And we've got Trey Nobles. We have a full house today.
Hello. It's rare. Salutations,
Yes.
everyone.
And Trey's even on his computer instead of driving down the highway.
I know, this is crazy.
We're watching something in the background.
In the middle of
Yeah.
a fucking raging
Look,
tornado.
I'm just saying, like, I already eat my cereal, watch billboards, and don't have my seatbelt on whenever I'm driving. So whenever I come on the podcast, I'm really risking it all, you know. So
What cereal you like, Trey? Usually, what's your favorite? Your go-to
Ooh.
cereal?
either Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, yes.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
Let me see.
Golden Graham's good too.
I think Lucky Charms gets a bad rep. I do.
Nah,
love Lucky Charms.
I
right.
like Lucky Charms.
I
but
can't do the marshmallows. Like I know that
can't anymore,
like if I was a kid, that'd probably be my favorite thing about it, and it actually was. But these days, I'm just like, I'd rather not. I'd rather
Yeah.
just have something else.
See, in terms of American cereal,
recently-
like, I tried Lucky Charms, but I couldn't. I couldn't with the Lucky Charms.
I don't.
I did,
It's
however.
very sugary.
I did, however, find a s'mores cereal, which was like
Ooh.
the cinnamon toast crunch with little marshmallow bits in it, and I like the marshmallow bits.
Yeah.
That
Those
sounds
are
pretty
good.
good.
Apple
I've
Jacks
been,
is
I've
also
been doing
great.
Oh,
Apple
I
Jacks
like
is
Apple
good.
Jacks.
Lately, I looked for some better alternatives to the super sugary bad for you ones. So I was doing Honey Nut Chex for a while. That was pretty good.
Have you
Okay.
ever tried
Then-
Magic Spoon?
I have, but I
We don't
didn't
have a
like it very
sponsor for
much.
that.
It puts your teeth on
but,
edge. Like, Nick had so much of the stuff, and it puts
The
your teeth
other
on
one,
edge.
it does taste. Some of them taste good though, but I don't like how like they're kind of. The one I had at least was very. I don't know how to really describe it. Like it kind of like lingered in my mouth a lot.
Yeah,
Makes
like
sense.
it's
Like I would chew it up a lot. It was like very like.
it's very
Those
present.
are Magic Spoon sponsor.
Yeah, sticky
Right.
as fuck.
Something.
And also, like, so
It
I
tasted
found,
good though.
yeah, I found it tasted good, but
Oh.
afterwards,
There we go. Our
Like,
sponsor's back.
my teeth felt itchy.
And response is gone
Well,
again.
I also have tried Special K recently, and I got the it's Special K with the fruit and yogurt bits in it, and it's been like life changing. It's fucking
That sounds
delicious,
amazing, actually.
amazing. I would
Actually,
very
can
much
you just
recommend
name
that.
off a bunch of cereal and I can tell you if we have or don't have it in the UK?
You most likely don't have a lot of them.
Go on,
You
name
don't
name
have a lot of
sugar
them, no.
content.
name some.
Fruit Loops? You don't have, right?
We actually do, but it's a different version.
Okay.
They're darker.
What about Fruity Pebbles?
We don't have those.
Cocoa Pebbles?
Yeah,
I've
Nope.
heard
Cocoa
those are
Pebbles are
specifically
good.
not over there
We've
because of
got-
the dye they use in it.
We got Cocoa Pops, but not Cocoa Pebbles.
What about Count Chocula?
No.
I'm trying to think.
You got the Tiger one. The
Oh,
Frosted
they're
Frosted-
great.
Frosted Flake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
Frosted
those.
Flake.
They're called
Flakes. You got
Frosties in the
those.
UK.
Okay, you got mini wheats, frosted mini wheats,
No, I don't think so. Don't ring a bell.
honeycomb cereal.
Mhm.
I mean, does it have a
Oh,
name?
God, I haven't.
It's called
I haven't had that
honeycomb
in a
cereal.
long time.
Okay,
It's
we
all
don't
over
have
the-
that.
yeah.
No, we got Honey Nut Cheerios, I guess, but
Honey Nut Cheerios, yeah. How about
Yeah, but
one
I
of my
would
old
I would
favorites
assume
is
that.
Honey Smacks.
we don't have those.
Okay, I'm gonna look up a bunch of cereals.
Yeah, let's just
Let's
list
see.
them for a bit.
Yeah.
We don't have
what else
Flintstone
we got?
cereal in the UK. The Flintstones are nobody in the UK. Like, in the UK, people don't really care about the Flintstones.
They're nobody here too. Only they do like vitamins and fucking cereal, and it's all people care about.
We don't have Reese's Puff cereal. That's one we don't have.
Oh, dude, Goku is on Reese's Puffs right now.
Yeah.
It's weird. I
Rice
don't know why.
Krispies.
Yeah, we have Rice Krispies. We got those.
Oh, that one's probably fine. Yeah, those are pretty like low everything kind of food.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, Webster's giving
Uh,
the truth behind the lack of our cereal in
Do
the
you
UK.
have
It has food standards. Yeah.
Do you have Captain Crunch?
We don't have Captain
I
Crunch.
mean, I'm sure we have
Ah.
some kind of food standard, but we're very lax on ours. You know.
No, we don't.
you know,
No, but
only
we've
have-
got like a
we-
firm
we-
government agency that's like, yeah, that doesn't
Bro.
pass the sniff test, so we can't have it in the
The
UK,
fucking
basically.
Subway
we
sandwiches
have a-
had like rubber in
have a
them for a
flaccid
while. We
government
have no
agency.
food standard. None.
Yeah.
Like we're allowed to have lead in our lunch leaf.
Yay, Lunchly! This video is
Lunchly.
brought to you by Lunchly.
Dude, I'd have to leave, I think.
With a free with an included bottle of Prime.
You know
How
what's
it-
interesting? I
how
was
is
at the
that
market
good for you?
today, and every time I go to the market, I see bottles of Prime on shelves, and I never, ever see any taken. Like, I am convinced that
Same.
nobody buys it.
When they first came out in the UK, there were people fighting over them. There were like actual videos of fights breaking out in stores over Prime, and it was really funny because I was in the States as this was happening, and I just picked up a lukewarm bottle of Prime at Walmart and just tried it, and I was like,
Ugh.
that is the most mid thing I've ever tasted. I was in Virginia
I
at
would
the
never-
time. Virginia
I would never
Beach.
want to drink that lukewarm.
Yeah.
Well, you know how it is. But Dylan, since you're doing the introductions, you probably do a little housekeeping as well while you're here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, as per normal, thank you for super chats. We already got a few coming in. We really appreciate it. And we read them at the end of the podcast as to not break up the flow too much. And we also have a Patreon where you can support the podcast and keep us going.
That's
We're
right.
really going.
And if you
Yep.
don't, you'll die.
And if you don't, we're not going.
Yeah.
I think I
But
got
I'm
that from
going.
like a Malcolm in the Middle episode. Was like, if you don't buy me, you'll die.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, it's the advert with the little elephant guy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here we got also the fish tank. There's 3 in there, so hell yeah, good shit.
Hey, Twitch.
Hey.
Hello, fish
Hello,
tank.
Twitch.
So yeah, Dylan, complete the opening.
Play ball. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Okay, I'll take it. That's not bad. That's
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. That's from an old NES game called RBI Baseball.
Oh, Frank, you always have the best obscure knowledge.
And that's what I bring to this podcast, I hope.
you bring a lot to this
You're a
podcast.
resident Zippy the Porcupine expert.
Also, Cheetahman 2. I
Yeah.
think I've played that more than most
Guy,
people on the
This
internet.
fucking guy, Frank, there would be times where we'd be hanging out, and for the longest time, like on Discord or whatever, and Frank would just randomly start streaming a game, and we'd be like, "Oh, what is he playing?" And we'd tune in, and it was like almost always Zippy the Porcupine on Atari or Cheetahman 2.
That's a real thing,
I-
Zippy the Porcupine.
Yeah, it's a homebrew Sonic clone that's on the Atari 2600, and it's actually pretty good. Like,
That's-
I'm shocked that they were able to make it work on. I mean, technically it's
yeah.
Atari emulation, but I'm pretty sure you can put that
No time to
on
wait.
actual hardware.
I know that there was a Sonic clone back in
Red
like
Hot
the
Sonic,
90s
get on that.
with like a duck in
probably
it, and
does.
it was called Socket, and I just find that really fucking funny.
That's not.
there's an
Oh yeah,
there's an
that's
NES
on the
game called
Genesis, I
Wampum.
think.
Wampum.
Yeah, that game's actually it's pretty cool. It has like the Mega Man choose what stage you want to go through first, but
Oh,
it's also kind of tough.
All
Like a
right, so
side-scrolling
Is it a Mega
platformer.
Man game?
Good stuff.
consulting the great and mighty weed today, we've got our first
Yep.
strain, which is one of our warm-up topics. We've got the new Sonic X Shadow Generations manga. We've actually got 2. We've got the newest issue of the Koro Shadow Generations manga.
Oh, did we? Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
Don't
Don't
look.
I'm
Don't
I'm
look now.
going
Don't
for
look
it.
at
I'm
me.
looking for it.
I mean,
Oh,
I
hold
haven't
on, I
haven't
gotta
read
reach-
it. Does anybody know anything about that? Like,
I haven't seen it. No, I'm sorry.
Oh crap!
being
I
a
gotta
good
translate
little
this
sheep.
page. I'm on the Core website. Oh, it's probably in the magazine only.
damn, timed exclusives, am I right?
I know, right? They suck.
Damn.
Yeah, they wisened up, I guess. They realized that the
Okay, we
internet
can't
will
just
be
bully
controlled.
Koro
It's like
Koro
Sonic
every
Dream Team,
episode.
To be
so
fair-
exclusive.
In all fairness, they released it in the magazine first, and then they like for chapter 1, and then they put it on their website like
Right.
a few days later, or maybe a
Yeah.
week or two later.
We
so
we
might
cannot-
get the same thing with this.
we
with chapter
cannot-
2.
Spend every single episode just bullying Koro Koro.
I
it
don't
re-
intend on
do it till
bullying
they let me
Koro
buy it.
Koro. I will just say like, hey,
I
they were
read
right,
your comic.
'cause they
No!
technically are.
I don't think they're ever going to see this. Personally speaking.
Speaking
I
of
don't think
speaking of mangoes, we've got the other one, which was released on Twitter by Sega, Sonic X Shadow Generations X Chow. Any of you read that at all?
I
That's a
I
very
saw the-
weird relationship.
I saw the
There's nothing to read, right? Isn't it just
It's
pictures?
all pictures. It's funny though because they like make a point of like read from right to left like you would a manga. They made such a point of that, but it's like there's not much to really even read here. So much as it is looking at pictures.
Yeah.
It's a cute little story of a couple of Chow going on the Sonic Generations adventures, and it's illustrated really nicely, and that's all she wrote. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's like it's like the comic equivalent of like a vaudeville show where there's like no talking, so it's just a bunch of stuff happening.
So what you mean to say is it's just silent.
It's a silent.
There's no words.
I guess so. I try to be creative with it. But
well, you know how those vaudeville shows didn't have any dialogue. Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis is just like that.
It would be funny if every other comic was a full page of like what a character was saying in that font. You know what I'm talking about?
That would be great.
Yeah. I did see the previews of it. I didn't look at the rest of it, but it looks beautifully illustrated. Like that's no surprise. Like in terms of the comic stuff, like we're well past the days of like bringing different artists in that have completely varying art styles when it comes to this stuff. So yeah, I had no doubt it was going to be great. But
would welcome some art style. I'm just gonna.
I like it. I do like it. I think they can be. I think they can be a little strict. Saying it can be in terms of like.
Itself.
It's just upon itself. But no.
God.
I do like the consistency though. That way, it's like I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement where like sometimes like the art style can be, or art styles kind of melding together can be kind of bland. But I also get it because brand cohesion and stuff like that. So I think it looks nice.
Yeah. There's not much to even say. It's just it's a nicely made little thing, you know?
Yeah.
Cute.
I've not seen it yet. Only because I've been doing something that's related to another topic for today.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Ooh, I think I know what it is.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
You made a what now?
Oh god. Oh god.
We're killing Pup slowly and
yeah. Me and Pup were the only ones doing that.
No, that's just really funny how long that went on.
Yeah.
Okay.
How what? Anyways.
Doesn't matter. So yeah, there's Sonic X Shadow Generations X Chow. Alright, let's move on to the big meat. Wait.
The art looks nice.
What looks nice?
Oh, the art for the Sonic X Shadow Generations X Chow.
Oh hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's a cute little thing, but you know, without dialogue, I don't care too much about it.
I am curious because we're supposed to be getting that like Chow Stories animation or something like that, or Chow Tales, whatever. Yeah, I wonder if it's I wonder if it's going to be the same kind of format where it's like mostly silent and they just go on these cute little adventures, or if they're gonna. Like...
I wouldn't be surprised if it went that way because it kind of seems. Yeah.
I think it is from the animation studio that did Dark Beginnings. I'm not sure about that. But like looking at the promotional artwork, it does look to be that sort of pseudo 2D. And again, I might be completely off base.
Well, I'm not even talking about just the
No, of course, you're talking about if it's silent or not. But
yeah.
I mean, it's difficult to kind of say because I mean, we did have the Chow in Space short, and that was completely silent. I mean, we also had, like, Team Sonic Racing Overdrive, and that had the modern cast and was completely silent. I don't know. No idea. Maybe
I guess it just depends.
Maybe
like...
everybody in it will be voiced by Roger Craig Smith.
Every Chow?
Every single character will be voiced by Roger Craig Smith.
Just completely regular show, this thing.
Dude,
that would
I like
be
how
awesome.
he was going to be, like, retiring a while back. He was like, I'm leaving. I'm going to be done with this.
Now
and
he
then
plays
he was like, everyone. I'm back
everyone.
and I play everyone.
Yeah, except for Metal Overlord. He doesn't play Metal Overlord. That's Mike Poe.
And I cannot understand why. That would surely. I mean,
you know,
I don't know.
It's an interesting thing. Like I was kind of talking to my friend the other day about this, but like, I kind of think it's a fun idea to have the person who plays Sonic play Metal Sonic, like they did back in Sonic Heroes. I feel like it just makes sense. You know.
It definitely makes sense.
Completely, because he's meant to be an imitation of Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, otherwise I don't mind if they do the whole sort of like, in Sonic CD, some of the lyrical tracks had that sort of like Stephen Hawking kind of voice. And like, I know that some people have
You mean a
interpreted that as
vocoder?
like, sure, a vocoder. But it sounds like Stephen Hawking. But like some people have really kind of interpreted that as like Metal Sonic's voice. It's like, you know what? I could vibe with that too. I must admit, while I do like the fact that it's Ryan Drummond playing him in Heroes, never been a huge fan of the voice he had in Heroes. Like the sort of, hello there, I am Metal Sonic kind of thing. It's like, I don't know, the deep ghostly voice don't really do it for me.
I think it's one of those things with robot characters. It's a thing where their voice is already going to be mangled with so much. Like the voice actor's voice is going to be mangled with so much in terms of like, adding a vocoder to
It
it.
doesn't have to be
adding chords,
radically
adding distortion.
mangled, though. It could, in theory, just be like,
I
hey,
mean-
we stuck a bit of light ring modulation on it, and that call it a day.
Well, to be now, in terms of audio stuff, like if you want something to sound metallic and everything, then you are gonna have to lean into like almost like going into like frequency modulation territory. And like, if that's like the intent that they have, then I understand. That's why Omega's voice sounds the way it does too.
Sure, but it doesn't
know?
have to be completely unrecognizable to the actor, just because it's modulated.
I mean, that's fair, and I don't even think that it necessarily is. I mean, I could still recognize that Omega was Roger as well.
I could recognize Roger as Omega once it was pointed out to me from the Tails tube.
Yeah. Well, I think
he
that's
doesn't get enough
fine.
lines for me to even pick anything out in Dark
I
Beginning.
kind of wish they actually hired a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
what the
no.
fuck? Come on, Sega.
Yeah, no. Wow. Considering the advent of AI, that might be a possibility.
Oh, don't give him
I didn't want to
ideas.
go there, but
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I think it's just a thing where it's like I'm perfectly fine with not recognizing the voice actor's voice because whenever I'm listening to a character, I kind of just want to listen to the character and not think about who's voicing them. That's why I didn't really have much of a problem with Mike Pollock being Metal Overlord because I did not recognize that it was
The
him.
thing I've noticed with Mike Pollock performances over the years, from like looking at just other stuff he's done, all of his voices sound the exact fucking same. Every single one of
Definitely
them is
has-
the same.
Yeah,
There are two modes for Mike Pollock. There is
it's definitely
hi,
like,
there's my regular voice Mike Pollock, and then there's the gravel voice Mike Pollock.
I mean, I don't know. Who was the maid in Sonic X? What was her
Mike
name?
Pollock. Ella.
No,
Ella.
Ella. Yeah, I didn't know that was Mike Pollock for the longest time.
I
I'll be
mean,
honest.
okay, to be fair, there's an accent
What?
getting in the way of that. Yes, Ella is played by Mike Pollock in
the
Dude, he
fuck?
talks about that all the time. Whenever he mentions Sonic X, he always mentions that.
and it's really
I don't
funny
pay attention
because
to his tweets.
in the Japanese version
Or
she's
interviews.
voiced by an actual woman, so it is just kind of like, fuck, we need a person to play Mike, you know, like
We don't want to spend more money.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, that's Mike.
but it's
But
like,
yeah,
yeah, someone took the Metal Overlord dialogue to discover that it was Mike Pollock. They took the Metal
Yeah.
Overlord dialogue and just turned off the pitching down, and it is literally just the Eggman voice.
Well, they pitched it back up because it is hard to take away effects once they're like baked into the audio. So they just pitched it back up to where they thought it would be, and yeah, it does sound like the Eggman voice, and like
Eggman screaming into a toilet.
if it's like a metal, like inside of like an aluminum, like cube or something. I
Or
like the
aluminium
thing
for
is-
some of you.
Yeah, aluminium. But like I'm of two minds about it because since Metal Overlord is Eggman's creation, I think it is okay for me if Eggman himself like inserted these like
Eggman
Insert his own
inserts
voice.
himself into all of his children.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard, I think.
Yeah,
I
think
wonder
that's-
why I
yeah,
don't get
think-
review
I
copies.
think that's up there. Yeah, yeah,
I
Yeah,
think that is the worst thing you have said.
yeah,
It's probably the worst thing I've heard you say in a long time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's it's.
You want to
very
hear one of the
fair.
best
But-
things I've ever said?
Wait, hold on. Wait, what Trey was saying actually makes some kind of sense. Like, if Metal Sonic did sound like Eggman, that at least, like, if not that, like, he made his own voice a part of him, it's like
Mhm.
something that Neo Metal Sonic did because he copies life form data, so maybe the first thing he was able to copy was just Eggman's voice.
My daddy can
Yeah.
talk. He got some pipes. I'm gonna talk like him.
I'm gonna sing like that man.
I want to
But
sing
yeah.
like Mike Pollock.
Yeah.
He's like,
In
my
terms of, like,
foreskin.
In terms of the lately
Yeah,
though,
man.
I will say that like regardless of any grievances or any like personal opinions of the voice actors or actresses themselves,
He's still
like,
going, by the
everyone's-
way. He is still
wait, who
talking
is?
about that conflict, Mike.
Oh,
And there's a reason
yeah.
why I've muted his account.
Yeah, he's still going, and he's like, war is
yeah.
hell, but it's inevitably
hey,
gonna be hell. You are complaining
He's
about
not on
war.
Blue Sky, so you don't have to worry.
That's true.
For now,
Dylan, do you have a Blue Sky creator code?
No, I don't.
Are you
I have,
sponsored
I have
by
a
Blue
Fortnite
Sky?
creator code.
Do you?
What? No, I wish I was. I would get sponsored by Blue Sky.
Wait,
Yeah,
Frank,
I
do
thought-
you have a Fortnite creator code?
Yeah, I do.
Shit, I gotta use that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just use code gotta be frank.
Everyone in chat, if you play Fortnite, make sure you use code GodBeFrank whenever you buy skins in the shop.
I think we should give a fun name to the chat. Like, the Twitch one is the fish tank. What if we call this one
Yeah.
the house?
The ant farm.
The ant farm,
The alien
Hey.
ant farm.
alien ant farm. Oh, Ow!
And they
will-
go
I-
for the only song that matters because the rest of their songs are not that great.
I will say though that they killed it. Even
Oh,
Michael
hell yeah, they
Jackson
did.
Even Michael Jackson loved it, and it's like, dude, if you can get the OG person to love your cover, that's like I would take that to my grave.
Wait,
you know
so
what I
if
mean?
you
Like,
wrote a song and I covered it, you wouldn't like it?
well, it
Well, no.
depends.
I was saying like if the original person likes it, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty much like a badge of honor because
Yeah,
No.
I mean-
unacceptable.
No.
I don't care. Shut up.
You shut the
yeah.
fuck
Well,
up.
let's say once I
Fine.
release my original music, if someone covers it and it ends up being fantastic, then I'll be like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
What if it ends up bad? You'll still end up being like,
Then
hell
I
yeah.
would be like, I'm just gonna turn a blind eye because it's like they're doing their own thing. I'm not gonna,
Hey guys,
content
great
ID
job. but I
claim
hate you.
because of the cover.
hey guys, great job, but I hate you. I hate you.
Great job, but share revenue.
Yeah.
Like, you,
Yeah,
just, you could be like
honestly.
Richard Jacques was towards
Fuck
T.
you.
Lopes. Was like, it's such a shame you did such a bad cover. I wish you did a good cover. I wish you did a good cover. I wish
See,
you did a
that's the
good cover.
thing. Like,
The chat garden.
I would never ever like be
Kinda
like,
that.
yeah, this cover is ass, and you should feel bad for making it. Even if I didn't like a cover of my songs, that's insane to me. Because like someone took the time to be so much of a fan of yours that they
Yeah.
wanted to like cover your track. That's an honor in of itself. If it ends up bad or not to my taste, I don't give a shit.
I hope
You
you
know?
Yeah,
know.
it's not like they're going around promoting it as the good edition.
I hope you know.
Yeah, or
I
like the only one.
despise you.
It's also
yeah.
funny the Richard Jacques thing because it's not like T just did that on his own. Like wasn't that like a Sega thing? Like they like made.
Yeah,
had him
it
do
was
that?
it was a Sega thing for the Sonic YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like like,
not
and
that
this
deep.
is the thing is that like especially in the video game space with music, like you don't own the music that you make whenever it's attached to like a product, pretty much. Like like you can't really release it on your own and all that stuff unless you have gone through the contractual obligations to make sure you can have that split revenue, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, all respect to Richard Jacques, for sure, but it's not his music anymore. It's Sonic R's music.
One thing I
We
can
could
say
the
is
same
having
thing in
seen him
100p, dumbass.
having seen him perform at the Sonic Symphony, I can safely say that Richard Jacques, no matter what I think of him, he's a hell of a performer.
Oh,
Like-
he's talented.
Yeah, he's
absolutely.
tremendously
I
talented.
wouldn't be I wouldn't
He
be
is-
surprised if
he's a
they
hard
if they
worker,
kind of
he's
hashed it out between that whole Twitter thing and the
Yeah, I
symphony.
have heard from people that have had altercations with Richard Jacques that he is the kind of forgive and forget type.
It's a thing where it's like he's probably very opinionated of his own music, and that makes sense. Like
You
you put
control
so much
yourself. You can
time-
still be an adult, but like,
well, that's what I'm saying is that like you put so
yeah.
much time into it and everything, and you have a vision for it, and you don't want that vision changed. Like I get it, but at the same time, you kind of have to put yourself aside. It's not like these new versions are replacing your versions, right? It's like
yeah, no, it's just another version.
it's just
you
another
know,
version. Yeah, exactly.
We can celebrate
So-
all of them.
and like he's probably too old for this shit in terms of like holding grudges anyways. So it's like I can imagine him being the forgive and forget type.
so we're saying we love Richard Jacques. He's an excellent guy. He is perfect.
Okay, I don't want to mince words. I think he's a fantastic composer.
He's a fantastic composer. No two ways about it.
Sonic Chronicles is definitely the exception for sure, but that was a very like.
I mean, do you know the
unique
story
Worked on
behind the
Sonic
Sonic Chronicles?
Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently it was a thing where, like, just in case people don't know, apparently it was a thing where a month and a half or 2 months before the game was supposed to be released, like all of the music data got just completely wiped.
It wasn't
from,
just that. It was also a rights thing because of like a BioWare buyout, I believe.
Okay, fair enough. So it was probably just like the perfect
BioWare
storm.
bio out.
There are some tracks that were originally composed to the game that I think they had the solution of just mashed the sound quality to oblivion, which is why the battle tracks sound kind of good, but sound like they're being played through a fucking toilet combined with a radiator.
You got to remember, it's also the DS. It's not, music is not the.
Don't be ridiculous, Frank.
Well,
don't be ridiculous. Sonic Rush exists.
No,
I'm just.
It's not so
and
much...
have you heard how compressed that thing sounds?
No, it does, but
like the actual.
But compare that to the battle themes of Sonic Rush, and it's like one of these is compressed because it has to be. The other is compressed because fuck yeah, we love compression.
It is.
I'm gonna.
It is part the. So I guess to clarify, it is part the system's fault, but it's more so a memory issue. Because like, if you have like only so much amount of memory on a tiny cartridge, especially a DS one, you're not going to have a lot of room to put like full on 44.1K, like.
I'd say fair, but there is no excuse for how the Sonic Chronicles soundtrack sounds when you compare it to
that's
just
the thing, is that
any other Nintendo DS game.
Considering the buyout and considering that allegedly all the music got erased, they probably had to compress it down like that just to fit it onto the cartridge in that short.
Yeah, I think that was just a. Yeah, that was just the situation that they were stuck in. I doubt that was the intended vision.
Well, the thing is, as well as that, a lot of the overworld tracks and stuff appear to be using. Correct me if my music terminology is incorrect here, but like MIDIs of existing.
It's general MIDI. So
MIDIs of existing Sonic tracks, but they've made them beyond recognition. Like Nocturne, the boss theme, the infamously bad boss theme, is literally big arms. But I think because that music is still ultimately owned by Dreams Come True, I think they fucked it up to oblivion so that it would no longer be recognizable.
I think what happened with that is, like, the way MIDIs work is they have, like... And correct me if this is wrong, Trey, but this is the way I understand it. The way MIDIs work is they have information in them and they call for certain instruments. Mm-hmm. And the problem with it, and the reason you can actually hear that it's big arms when you listen to it on YouTube or whatever, is because in-game, those instruments, like on the game card, do not exist. So it's calling for things that don't exist, so it's just calling silence. So the song sounds completely different.
So, it depends on... So MIDI is an information sending thing. There is no sound to MIDI. It can only recall sounds to play, but there is no MIDI sound. MIDI is just a communications, kind of like a language to be said. So let's say, for example, you have like a sequence of like, okay, this is at this BPM and this right here. Well, if there's any sort of variation in terms of which instruments and in which BPM, if there's any variation at all, it's going to fall behind or push forward.
Wasn't the Wii version of Sonic 4 Episode 1 had MIDI, I believe?
I don't know, actually. I mean, probably because the Wii itself does have a separate, I guess, like, sound algorithm for
it was
MIDI.
that because, like, I think the thing was that, like, the soundtrack's definitely different on Wii. And I think it was because, like, the MP3 files were a bit too big for what the Wii's online digital game marketplace would allow.
Because it was only, like, however many megabytes for, like, the downloadable side of WiiWare or something. It was like a very small amount, which was ridiculous in my opinion.
But they had to go for like more, like something MIDI adjacent anyway. But the thing I say, the reason I do give a bit of pushback though, I do believe that they did deliberately fuck up these songs, is because if they didn't, they'd have Dreams Come True's lawyers on the phone. Unless they secured the rights.
The Wii one does sound a little different. Some back rooms.
I will say though, like, I don't know if it's a case where Dreams Come True would be like knocking on their door and wanting all the royalties, because at the end of the day, it is a cover of the song.
Sure, but they do
And
need
it's an
some degree of
interpolation of it.
clearance because,
Well, yes,
like,
for sure.
Well, if it's something over Big Arm, I don't think they were involved with Sonic 3 and Knuckles, right?
they were. They did a lot of the music for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The stuff that wasn't Brad Buxer was mostly
Are you
still
sure it
Dreams
wasn't
Come True.
just like Sonic 1 and Sonic 2?
It's still credited as Dreams Come True, which makes me wonder, how does the Sky Sanctuary situation work? Because, like, for example, Sonic Rumble, they don't play Green
they
Hill
love using
Zone
that one.
and they don't play Chemical Plant, so it's like, okay, they probably don't do that because of the rights issues. But Sky Sanctuary is completely intact, and that track is credited to Dreams Come True. And I mean, with the covers thing as well, Trey, it's worth noting, according to the composer of the Sonic movies, Tom Holkenberg, he did want Green Hill to be Sonic's main theme in the movies, but because it was wrapped up in the rights with Dreams Come True, he opted to just have a couple of notes of it play and leave it at that.
I mean, I've heard that too, and I'm not saying that he's wrong or anything like that, but in my opinion, all you have to do, especially if you're a big company like Paramount, is just to pay for like a percentage of the rights to just use it.
Sure,
You
but
know,
clearly Paramount
like-
weren't willing to do that.
Yeah, and that's on Paramount, because like I can't imagine Dreams Come True being like, no, I don't want money. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense. Like that's the thing, is that no, like they're not paying for like the entire rights of it. They're basically paying for like the permission to use an interpolation of a melody that they had. You know, like that's basically it. It's the same reason why, like, if you look up Hard Times, you know, the Sonic 3 Ice Cap
Yeah.
thing, the background of it is basically the same like pixelated snow thing, but it's not deliberately Ice Cap. But like they know what they're doing.
I mean, it's
whenever
pretty much
they're
the
putting
exact
that on there.
sprites, and they knew what they were doing as well,
Yeah.
because that track's release had to be delayed massively because of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I think they were pissed about it because that album is called the Blue Virgin album. I find that so fucking
That's
funny
actually incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
but yeah,
that
no,
is-
like you get into the semantics of copyright, and it's convoluted on purpose.
I
It
might
really
be-
doesn't have to be, but it's convoluted on purpose.
I
It's
might
so
be
dumb.
wrong about Dreams Come True working on the Sonic 3 soundtrack, actually. According to
Yeah, I'm
this,
looking.
it's
I'm
Howard
looking into
Drossen,
it, and
Jun Sonoi, and Yoshiaki Kashima.
I
I
don't
think
see anybody from Dreams Come True in it.
I really
mean-
want to know what Jun did on that soundtrack, though, because one thing I do know is that he cannot compose classic Sonic music for shit. So I want to know what he did on Sonic 3. He did the entirety of the Sonic 3D Blast for the Mega Drive soundtrack. That's actually not too bad. I think it's just...
No, it's not bad at
Yeah.
all.
I think
some
he's
of it's
probably-
just pretty, some of it's pretty good.
I'll be honest. I think it's just like a difference in like taste and how he has written music since then. Because after Sonic 3D Blast, the limitations of the Sega Genesis YM2612, like they weren't apparent anymore. He could use whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but that's the
And-
weird thing, though, is on Superstars, as demonstrated by T. Lopes, Rintaro Soma, everybody else, he could have easily used modern instruments for it, clearly.
I don't know.
I don't know if he
It's-
was instructed not to.
he-
If he was, why just him? Like...
He likes using that Korg Triton. Like that's
It's
what,
not, but no, it's the fucking what was it called? The Vacuum VST and Pro Tools.
I thought it it
Korg
might be a
Triton is the
combination
thing
of
T.
both.
Lopes uses.
I could have swore it was Jun Sonoe that also uses the Korg Triton.
He might have used
have
it
to
at
look it
some
up.
stage.
I know he used it for Sonic 4. I know that much.
He's probably used it a few times, but
Let me see.
I don't think
I'm looking
he's
up
used
right
it on. Yeah, no, because he changed for Sonic 4 Episode 2, because he responded to the complaints of people saying that, I guess, the Triton didn't sound enough like the Genesis, so he switched over to Vacuum VST.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, I know composers don't usually use sound fonts, but would it not just be better to, at this point, just use a sound font?
Oh wow! So Dreams
Well, I
Come
mean,
True
a VST
almost
is
worked on Sonic
basically-
3.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what's this?
Okay, so don't take this as 100% fact, but I'm on Sonic Retro. I've been looking into the Sonic 3 music
What you're
this whole
saying
time.
is this is a fact.
Okay, so
Did you know?
Well, hang on,
did you know?
let's hear what Frank has to say.
Yeah.
So the band Dreams Come True was like they were becoming more and more successful, so the demands were a bit higher on
Yes.
their end. Sega of Japan said no, and they went with other people.
Because that almost happened with Sonic 2 as well. Dreams Come True asked for more money than they're willing to spend. And so one of the other guys on the development team in America made a soundtrack for Sonic 2. And you can actually hear one of the tracks. I think it's called Club Scene. So presumably that would have been for Casino Night. And I think Sega said it was just kind of so awful that they got Dreams Come True back on the phone.
Oh God!
I heard the track. I don't think it's
Imagine-
awful, but it doesn't
Thanks for
sound like
making this,
Sonic.
but wow, how awful this is.
Okay, so we were both right. He used the Korg Triton for episode 1. He used the Vacuum VST for episode 2, but whenever he was playing live, he still used the Korg Triton.
Right.
So there you
And
go.
then with Superstars, because it sounds so much like Sonic 4 Episode 2, I'd hazard a bet that's probably Vacuum VST.
I think so. I'm looking at it right now. There's like a whole like list of like stuff that he uses, which is very interesting.
Because the
I
thing
like
with the
looking
Korg Triton is he's taking a VST or a set that is made primarily for new jack swing music and kind of like jazz and funk, and trying to use it to make Mega Drive music. And then with Vacuum VST, that is more designed to mimic kind of old school kind of synth music, kind of 80s pop. So it's weird. It makes me wonder, why not just use a YM12 or whatever the fuck it's called?
Or like YM2612.
That's the
But not to mansplain or musiciansplain, but
By all means.
I mean, there's also like, and I want to make a video on this too. There is hardware equivalents of the Genesis that are still pretty cheap that you can get and make very accurate like Genesis music on. But in my opinion, it's not the tools, it's the user. You know, the Vacuum VST I'm sure is a fine VST, and whatever June
I mean,
Snowy
yeah, the
uses,
bigger problem with June's music in that game is how repetitive it is compared to some of the other music.
and like like I can also, I don't know, it's also a thing too where I've grown a little bit more like empathetic of like musicians on a time crunch, because there are some times where it's like I hit a wall, I can't
Yeah,
even write it, but
it's
I
just-
have to put
I'm-
something out there.
I'm quoting Gilly here because I chatted with Gilly about this. He said, like, when you listen to Jun's tracks in Sonic Superstars, it sounds like they were composed by a fucking 4-year-old.
I
And the
wouldn't
thing
go
is,
that far,
I
but
don't-
yeah.
I don't agree with that for tracks like, say, Sky Temple. But for
Right.
the boss theme, yeah, that does sound like it was
Yeah.
composed by a 4-year-old.
I do I love June to death, but he does have the tendency to make very clown centric boss music for Genesis. You
I
know
just,
what I mean? Like,
I
it's the-
I want to know what happened though. Was it Sega went to him and was like,
Uncentric is a fucking awesome term.
"Can you compose music for Sonic Superstars?" Did he go yes and then suddenly pull out the Pro Tools, or do you reckon there was a part like where he was like, "Okay, yeah, let's get the guitars and the saxes and all the stuff we use in Adventure," and they were like, "No, classic sounding." I don't understand how that soundtrack came out the way that it did, especially given that fucking T. Lopes' music doesn't sound like a fake Genesis.
I think it's also just like in terms of differences in workflow, because June is a very like from my understanding, he's a very hardware centric composer where he uses like, you know, drum machines, external drum machines, stuff like that. He uses Pro Tools, you know, he has guitars and stuff. And T. Lopes is very in the box. He uses FL Studio, so he's very in the box with his like composition
So
stuff.
it is
there might
just
be a
much
change.
more T. Lopes' wheelhouse to compose for classic Sonic than it is for June.
I think it's just a workflow thing. I honestly think that's
Because I
just
know that when it
'cause-
comes to classic Sonic, a T. Lopes-esque style is still my preference. But if we had a new
Right.
classic Sonic game come out, we couldn't get T. Lopes to do it, but it just had Sonic Adventure music, basically, I'd be completely fine with that.
honestly, like, I don't understand why Jun Sonoe doesn't make tracks like Twinkle Park in the newer, like, because that's basically a classic Sonic song, in my opinion.
I mean,
It's
is,
not-
but it's not. The thing is, it doesn't try to mimic a Genesis sound, but we're past that now. Like, Sonic Mania didn't try to mimic the Genesis.
That like, and we've talked about this already, but like in terms of Mania, you know, T. Lopes, he basically just like recreated the genres that they were trying to create back when, you know, the original trilogy was being made. Like they were trying to make New Jack Swing and pop centric stuff and Michael
Yeah.
Jackson centric stuff work on the Genesis,
Yeah,
and it
absolutely.
did work. But now you can just make that.
Just
music.
do that,
There's
yeah.
no. You can just do that. 96 kilohertz. Who cares? You
But
know.
that's the main thing
like-
is I don't understand why Superstars did the fake Genesis thing again.
I don't know. I
But-
really like.
Just to get us back on the topic of today's episode, because we
Right.
have
I'm
kind
so
of
sorry.
talked
Yeah.
music at length. No need. That's my fault too. Dark Beginnings Part 3 dropped. We do have a brand new Jin Senoi composition for that as well. So that could kind of be our segue. But yeah, Dark
There you go.
Beginnings Part 3. I'm guessing we've all seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen it? Dylan?
The whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that all is said and done, we haven't discussed the entirety of Dark Beginnings yet. So, I mean, we've discussed episodes 1 and 2. How do we feel about it? Like, now that all is said and done?
Who wants to go first?
I was told I was gonna be crying, and I did not cry.
Oh, that just means you don't have a heart. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I know
No,
that.
I know. I'm with
You know I
Frank.
love you, Frank. I'm just
It-
joking. I'm just joshing.
Yeah.
Heartless.
I didn't
Yep,
cry,
that-
because
I'm-
I just
I'm
don't
one of
really
the
cry at
heartless.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm a man. I don't show my emotions.
Heartless,
I-
nobody.
I-
Your name
I
is
don't even have emotions.
I'm
to
a
be
real
honest.
man. I bottle up my emotions.
Yeah, bottle up my emotions.
The only emotions I have
Yeah.
are confident and pissed off.
anger.
And horny.
Oh
I
yeah,
think- oh yeah.
that's not an emotion. That's just an eternal state of being.
That's just a way of life. Yeah.
That's the default.
It's my favorite hobby. but I think Dark Beginnings entirely, was incredible in my opinion. Like there's some things that could nitpick, sure, right? But like the rest of the package is just so good that I just don't really care to even like bring up those semantics or anything like that. Like it was like this is what anyone who's been a Sonic fan for a while, especially those who love the adventure and I guess like quote unquote Dark Age stuff, like this is what we've been asking for. People are like, what do Sonic fans even want? And it's like this. We want this.
Yes.
This is
Yeah,
this
I
is
agree.
what
Quality. That's what we want.
we
It's
want.
quite
Like,
funny
the
as
thing
well,
is,
because
it's not even in terms of like people wanting the contents within it necessarily, but it's just the quality of it and the fact that like the execution of it was so good. Like I feel like every facet of the Sonic franchise and in the Sonic fandom deserves to have something as lovingly put together as Dark Beginnings.
Well, it's
you
like
know?
because everyone was. So I did a little social experiment, a little evisceration, if
That's
you
what
will.
they're. I was like, that's what they're calling it these days.
Shut up. But basically, since everyone insisted that us Sonic fans can't be grateful for things like the Knuckles TV series and Sonic Prime, I decided to see that
Yeah,
if
I'll
it.
be grateful for the Knuckles series when it like does something actually.
Well, no.
impactful.
Let's just say, like, okay, let's say these are all equal. All these projects are created equal. There should be a fairly equal balance between fans of all these projects, right? Let's say these are all created equal. It's just not to your tastes. So I put a little poll saying, what's your favorite out of Sonic Prime Season 3, Knuckles the series, and Shadow Dark Beginnings? And,
That's not even fair.
okay, so Sonic Prime Season 3 got 4% of the vote, okay?
Okay.
Knuckles got 4% of the vote.
Uh,
And well, you can guess where the rest of it went, like, but and the thing is,
like,
people are like,
yeah.
"Oh, but that's not even fair." I'm like, I'll tell you what's not fair. Knuckles is a 6-episode series. Sonic Prime Season 3 was around about 6 or 7 episodes. Fucking Dark Beginnings is 15 minutes, and it managed to eviscerate all those other shows.
Yeah, like I know this is blasphemous, but Dark Beginnings is better than every other animated central thing.
I mean,
that's-
yeah, like as far as like
um,
non-game Sonic media goes, it's 15 minutes of the absolute best stuff we've ever received. Like,
agreed.
People are gonna be like, "Oh, well, yeah, it was only 15 minutes. Of course, it's so good. They could work so much more since it's so short." And
they
it's
had a
like,
very little amount of wiggle room to work with then.
Did
Yeah.
anybody
There's
scream?
plenty
Did
of
anybody
things.
shout like recency bias?
Not yet.
I mean,
but
I was gonna say that because
But
like
the-
recency bias is absolutely a thing.
But the thing is, like, Shadow Generations manages to squeeze quite a lot into those 13 minutes. Like, in terms of the character study of Shadow, telling us more about who Maria is, establishing Team Dark once again, kind of establishing Gunn for the first time since... When was the
And
last time
Abe.
Gunn were... And Abraham Tower. But, like, when was the last time
The kid
Gunn...
who was born 50 years old.
the kid with the grey
Yeah.
hair. Who grew to be Roger Craig Smith.
I love how I love how
Bad thing to grow up to be.
I love how, and I don't know how much validity this has, and I'm pretty sure y'all talked about it, but like the original name for Abraham was gonna be Oliver Garden.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that too, yeah.
That was
I'm
brought
like,
up at some
That
point.
is
I heard
so
that too.
funny.
No, but that is-
Oliver Garden's so
That
funny.
is quite a big deal, though, that, like, they needed a name for the gun commander, so they went to
Yeah.
Archie for that name. They
Yep.
could have called him Commander Walters. They could have called him something else entirely. They could have gone with Oliver Garden. But no, we've got
I'm never gonna let that go. That
the
needs to
Archie...
be Oliver Garden.
Yeah.
We got the Archie Abraham Tower thing. I think that's a great
Mm.
sign. I'm hoping that we'll see little
Yeah.
more pieces like that where Archie has had answers for us incorporated in, if nothing
Yeah.
else. But it goes
Yeah.
to show that Archie was not all for nothing, you know? I mean, I suppose the fact that we even have Ian Flynn working on these games, given that he got his start on Sonic in Archie, goes to show, like, yeah, like, Archie has left an impact on this franchise, whether Sega want to admit that or not. But, like, yeah, I'm pleased to see it. I've got a headcanon now that fucking Commander Abraham Tower, when he was a little boy, met Sonic and went, I want to be just like you when I grow up, and then he got the Roger Craig Smith voice.
He stole his voice with the
stole
Dragon
his
Balls.
The thing I find so funny,
Uh,
though, is, like, looking back at Abraham Tower in Shadow the Hedgehog, his performance is so hammy. He's like, Maria was like a sister to me. You killed
Yeah.
everybody I ever loved. While Roger Craig Smith was acting his heart out in that scene as the gun commander.
Yeah,
He's
he did
always
a
been a
great job.
fantastic actor.
Of
Yeah,
course he
he's
has,
always-
but, like, like, I was like, God damn, this scene is hitting. This scene is hitting.
Yeah.
Back on the name though, I wanted to just mention. I know we mentioned. Oh, you got it from Archie. It's very cool that that Ian Flynn contributed that name to Archie, and now that he's contributing the games, they allowed him to. You know, you probably have to run by them first, but they allowed
Right.
him to bring that name over and use it, which I just think must be like a. Like I don't think a lot of people are thinking about how much that must mean to him, because like think about it, like
Mhm.
he's gone from writing the comics, which is awesome because the comics were always great, to writing a game series that has been such a huge part of so many people's lives, and he's able to put in this name that I assume he came up with.
Yeah.
And like that just seems like it's like I'm leaving my mark, and like that's I feel like that must be a lot of pride. I feel like
Oh,
I mean, aside from getting to work on it in general, of course, but like
I mean, yeah, to
Right.
work on
Cool.
like an
I'm happy
anime
for
of
him.
this
I'm really
caliber as
happy for
well,
him.
like to see your work come to life in this way must have been incredible. Like Studio GGX or whatever it's called, and all the other animators, everyone that worked on this did such a phenomenal job. Like if I were Ian Flynn, having
absolutely.
written those scripts, seeing my because the thing is, you've had Frontiers, and it's like, oh cool, this script I wrote is being acted out by two people standing in a fucking field. But now we've got this beautiful anime telling that story,
Yeah.
and it's like, this is this is how I want the games to look. Like,
I have said
I
for
agree.
close to a decade that a cell shaded 3D Sonic game would go hard, and this
we've
is
all been
proof
saying,
of
the
that.
world has been saying it. You know,
Yeah,
Like,
but there's a lot of people. Okay, and I get it. Some people, have their differing opinions and stuff like that. But people
Die.
sometimes have pushed back against me in that, and I'm just like, why? Like, Sonic is an anime-centric type of like franchise, at least in my opinion. Like, they got
this
their
is
start,
clearly
like,
the natural
yeah.
direction for it to take. Like,
yeah,
look at every piece of Sonic media that isn't a video game, and it's all got that style. You know, like it's
oh,
all
absolutely.
hand drawn looking. At least, because I mean, Sonic was
Yeah.
always meant to kind of resemble that kind of rubber hosey thing, and then when you went into Sonic
Yeah.
Adventure, it was more graffiti art and stuff. So if we could get a Sonic game that looks like that, looks like it does on the fucking box art, like that would be great. I think Shadow Generations does look good, but I am really
think so
hoping
too.
that like the next mainline Sonic, that we will see something cell shaded. I don't think we will, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, I
but-
don't think it's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
no.
It would be nice though.
I think it's
It would
something where
be.
it's going to be like 10 years of them reestablishing themselves with the current assets. So look forward to more
So-
of
Can't we
the
get-
look forward to more of the same Sonic model.
So
if we're doing the things that we if we're asking for like certain art styles for Sonic, like for modern stuff, like cell shaded would be great.
Mhm.
Why
Yeah.
don't we do a comic book style for classic, like all comic
Ooh.
book?
I mean, did you see
Yeah.
the skins for superstars? Like, it shows they
I-
want to do it.
I would like to use them, but
Okay.
damn, they do not give them away.
There is a
No, they
mod.
don't.
There is a mod. Keep it on the down low, but there's a
I'm-
mod.
Let's not encourage that stuff. You could have told me at another time, but I mean on console.
In
because,
this
you know,
instance, though,
let's-
to be
let's
fair,
not-
it's impossible
let's
to
not
get,
leave 'em
so
out.
it's not stealing. Just
let's
gonna
not
say
leave
it.
them out. You know, we got to include the console players too.
Ew.
We hate
I'm
them.
kidding.
Nah,
Nah.
listen.
Nah, I don't.
I don't buy things
Nah.
on consoles anymore if I want them
No,
on.
console players, I got you. Don't worry.
I
For
finally
the Sonic
upgraded my
podcast
PC,
for the
it was like,
PC
no.
age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
I
baby.
guess like because I'm curious. We're all in agreement that the Dark Beginnings is fantastic. Was there anything that you
No, I
didn't
hated
like
it.
about it? Okay, never mind.
Okay, so
No,
somebody
I
did
love it,
bring
though.
up that Omega kept saying dibs. I kind of wish he had like other dialogue that was along the same thing. I would have loved the
He said- I
TFS.
felt the
Mine,
same.
mine, 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 mine,
When he-
mine.
He
They
said
did,
it
to
twice.
be fair,
Mine.
repeat the same joke twice, effectively, with that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why that is, but I would have preferred him
It would've
have
been
a
nice to have
different line
something
at the end,
different,
like
whatever.
bro, I called it, like or even something like that.
mine,
As
mine,
easy as that.
mine,
Or like-
mine.
Or like dibs again or something. It seems like he was trying to say the same
did
thing
do
the
dibs
first
again.
time.
I did like
No,
how
no.
his third line of dialogue was at least a new one, where it was like, I wanted to destroy that. That would have, to be honest, been enough. We didn't even need him to say I called it.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that was the only thing. It's like the first time around, I was like, oh, that's cute. Like him saying I'll call
He's
dibs.
such
Like,
a
that's kinda
silly
funny.
guy. He's such
He's
a
such
hater.
a silly guy. Look how silly he is.
He's
He's
a
such
hater.
a silly guy.
I would imagine
I love
Shadow
Omega being written like
Shadow
that.
going to fight something. Omega just see it happen right in front of him. He gets annoyed and he just punches an egg pond that's right next to him.
Yeah, no,
That's
see, that
going
works.
more on the
Yeah.
cartoony side.
I just love the idea there's like the family gathering and they're all slathering Eggman, saying how much they don't like him, and he's like, "No, I hate Eggman the most.
Slathering.
He is my least
I
favorite
want to
person.
kill him like I want to kill Goku.
I want to kill him like they killed Maria."
But
And then Shadow has an argument with him at the table.
yeah, but I'm in
It's
agreement. Where that
like
was
being with one side of your family who has like some comments that you're not proud of, and it's like,
Yeah, Team
Yeah.
Dark
Mega,
Thanksgiving.
please.
you're there. Yeah,
The
you're
Team
there. at
Dark
Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you're there at Christmas. Just-
Have I
Uncle
ever
Omega,
told
please.
you how much I fucking hate Dr. Eggman?
Yes,
But,
His
um,
stupid reason, another reason to hate him, his stupid mustache.
Ah, he looks so silly. He is also obese.
Omega, come
Yeah,
on.
I don't-
That's
Rouge,
I
if
don't
you
know
are
about you
not
guys,
careful and lay off of the candied yams, you will be the same.
I'm personally speaking, I'm morbidly a beast. You know, that's what I'm saying.
You just get Rouge saying like, I'm gonna
Morbidly
look for the
obese.
System 32 in this guy.
But I'm in agreement where I guess like the repeated joke thing kind of took me out of it a little bit. Again, it wasn't anything where I'm gonna be like, oh, this entire thing's
Hey,
ruined,"
guys,
'cause
have
don't
I ever
think-
told you about my theory for where rings come from?
But
No,
Their butt.
So the bees, right?
yeah, the bees. No, if they had a bee theory action in this, that would have saved it. You know,
Saved
I
it.
don't know,
Yeah,
it
it
was-
wasn't worth watching.
it was
because
perfect.
it wasn't worth
Beefy-
watching. Yeah,
it was
It-
fun.
it-
Watch
like-
it the once, never watch it again. You know.
it is. I do hate that it is as short as it is. The
I think
Well, a
that's
lot of
the
men
common
deal with that
complaint
problem, Trey.
that
But at
we
the end
want
of the
more.
day, like if you
Oh,
just
God.
learn different tongue techniques, you'll be fine.
It's not. It's not
I am
short. It's average.
literally-
Some say it's a little too long.
yeah. Some say it's yes.
My mom says it's big.
Whoa, why?
Oh,
would she say
okay,
that?
okay.
Why would she
No,
say
no,
that?
no.
What the fuck are you doing?
He's talking about my self-esteem.
I didn't know.
Oh, come
you
on.
lived
We know
in
that's a
Alabama.
lie.
Jesus.
It's Dylan. You have no
Self-esteem is
self-respect.
tiny.
You literal
I know.
slut.
But yeah,
okay,
other,
so-
other than that, I was also told like I was gonna cry at the ending, and I'm with Frank. I didn't, but not because that it wasn't heartfelt. I don't know. I was just kind of watching just to watch. I like. I honestly feel like I teared up more at the first episode.
It was
than I did at the
moving.
third
Like, the whole
episode.
thing was very moving, and I found the
Yeah.
ending of episode 3 is very haunting. It's a very haunting note to go out on. Like, just kind of him processing
agree.
his grief. Kind of, it sneaks up on him as well. Like, there's that shot that some people have memed on, and I don't think that's entirely fair, where he's clearly on the verge of a breakdown. And it's like, you could tell he's not just feeling emotional there. He is completely overwhelmed by his emotions in that moment. Like, and
Yeah.
I think anyone that has,
very different for Shadow.
whether you've, like, lost a pet or whether you've lost, like, a loved one or something like that, there are moments where you do feel that just wash over you. And in that moment, it is just like, oh god, I gotta shake that off real quick. And, like, I thought it was a very...
And that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, it was a very, very sincere portrayal of it. Like, I was very impressed with that. Even down to the fact that they could have so easily shown us shots of previous episodes here. Not only did they give us brand new shots, they were on Earth. They made a point of showing us that those shots are on Earth and that this is what could have been. And in those moments as well, like something Nick brings up in his Dark Beginnings video, which I don't think is actually out there yet, is...
You're doxing
We're
Nick's
getting a
video?
sneak peek.
Okay, so Nick didn't say this. So basically,
So this is not what Nick said at all.
but it's not what Nick said. That's what he said. So
His twin brother Dick said it. Real name Richard.
well, he meant okay, right. Quoting Nick one way or another. You watch the video. He mentions that Shadow is being put to sleep by Maria. Wait, let me rephrase that. He's having a blanket put over him.
He's being euthanized by
I didn't know that. I didn't know Maria like did that. Holy crap.
It is.
Maria just having Maria just has a
Joseph
pillow.
Vegeta, Gerald and Maria at the fucking veterinary clinic watching Shadow get euthanized.
Okay, so
No,
clearly,
I imagined like
He's
the
got
visual
rabies,
being.
Maria. I'm sorry.
clearly Nick
the visual-
mentions this better, more gracefully than I do. Okay, but like basically,
I just imagine like
in this moment, we're seeing the life Shadow wishes he could have. He doesn't have a fucking bed, though. He's homeless. He's just got Maria. That's all he wants, you know? Like,
I can just imagine whatever you said. Maria put Shadow to sleep. Maria just has a pillow over Shadow's face. It's just like
Just
holding
go
it
to
there.
sleep, Shadow.
Just,
Just go to sleep.
just go sleep. Just go sleep.
I used to
Just-
think
just
my
shush.
life was a tragedy, but now I realize it's a fucking comedy.
How about another joke, Shadow?
But,
What do you get when you cross a terminally ill little girl with a bullet from a gun that treats her like trash?
You get what you deserve.
and then she used the fucking Eclipse cannon.
Yeah.
Wow, pretty impressive.
This is going in a weird
Honestly,
direction.
I would, yeah. That would definitely be some liberties taken. If they went that route.
Maroka.
No. Yeah, no. I think it was pretty obvious what they were trying to imply there, but like sometimes, like in terms of like the Shadow imagining like what his life could have been if Maria was like still alive and well and stuff like that. But people like to, misconstrue things sometimes.
Shadow is such a sleepy baby. Like in that,
is.
like he's sound asleep. Like if you
He's
look at,
he's finally at rest. We don't
but
really see him sleep a lot.
he's finally dead.
He's finally dead. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But when you look at that shot, like you know how when you sometimes look at a dog and it's asleep and you're just like, it's putting effort into sleeping. Like it looks like that. Like Shadow looks like he's really putting fucking effort into being asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we've all been there.
Hey, I was there.
Just such a
yesterday.
sweet boy. Such a sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. A little killer.
And the
But,
song, great. Just without
the
you.
song's great.
Like
I think I'll be
excellent.
honest. I love the song. I think that's the reason. I think the song, like at least to me, didn't hit as hard as it did for other people, and that's kind of why I wasn't as emotional. I guess when watching this episode,
it hit so hard
I
for
was very
me that.
surprised to hear it.
So I've
I was
listened
surprised
to
to
it
hear
a
it, yeah.
few times as well, like because I've watched it a few times and I've been like, God, I want to hear that song now.
of course.
But I think the point where I really noticed that Dark Beginnings had struck such a chord with me was when I had some lettuce, and I just heard the song play in my head, and I was just picturing Dark Beginnings, and I was like, fuck, I'm on my way to space right now, and all I can think about is this fucking short. Like, this is insane, dude. And then I was like texting you guys, like, I think Dark Beginnings might be the greatest thing ever made. But it is kind of like, take the entire 20-something episodes of Cowboy Bebop and condense them into 15 minutes. You got Dark Beginnings.
Yeah, it just makes me
Haven't
wish
seen
that
that.
this was just a full series.
It,
Like
it could be like a 1-season series, and
I
I
would-
would be very happy with it.
it could be Gurren Lagann length, which isn't long at all, and I would be so
Haven't seen that
happy.
either.
Give me this as a movie. Give me 90 minutes of this. Stick it on the
Yes.
big screen. And I tell you what, you will have a chance at animated movie of the year, dude. Like, of this
is what
quality. Yeah.
people, like this is the kind of stuff that people were talking about when they're like, "I wish the Sonic movies were animated." This is what they're talking about. It's
Yeah.
like stuff like this.
I'm completely
You're
with
saying Sonic would win something at the Game Awards?
them. not if our boy has anything to say. What's his key lime pie?
Jeffrey Key Lime Pie.
The emailer, whatever.
Jeffrey Key Lime Pie is really funny. I don't know why that got me. That was nice.
Extra
I'm
Uh,
just
sim-
gonna tell him to wrap it up.
oh gosh.
Well, you don't have a kid, so yeah.
I feel like Jeffrey does get a lot of unwarranted hate, but then there's
You
some
forget-
times where like he does something kind of dumb and people are like, "Yeah, no, that was just stupid."
I mean, yeah, there was a...
he has done more of those recently.
Yeah,
that's true.
like,
Yeah.
by the way, the layoffs. Anyway, so here's the.
Oh yeah.
But I do find the whole Sonic thing funny though. It's like, whoa, new Call of Duty looks so good. Yeah. Anyway, here's Sonic.
Anyway, here's Sonic. Yeah, great.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's Sonic. Okay. So now we're looking at the
Here's a
latest.
game you haven't seen before. It's just another fantasy game.
Now we're looking at Space Guns 2 Revenge of the Guns. What an incredible game this is. I've spoken to the developers. I gave them all cuddles and kisses. And
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
Uh-huh.
here's Sonic.
Anyway,
it's not-
here's Hideo Kojima. He is here to give me head pats and call me a
He's
good
my best-
boy.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Holy
our
shit!
first.
I heard that wrong. I did not hear you say any. I heard something completely
Wait,
different.
I
before
didn't
now, and
like.
was
I,
"Whoa."
thank God I heard the word "pats."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did not hear Patsy. I was like, but I was like, you're right. You're kind of right. Like, this,
Yeah,
is, this is
right,
what he thinks is happening.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
Yeah, just give me some head pats. Anyways,
This podcast does something to me. I don't know why I hear these things when I'm only here.
all right. So,
It's not how my brain works.
so off of Jeff Healy's,
Hot
Let
off
me
the
see.
heels of Jeff Keighley.
Jeff
Yeah.
Squealy.
Jeff's
Just
Heelys.
trying to be Hideo's little pog champ.
our second Strand game, our second Strand type game, rather.
yeah.
But yeah,
Like-
Dark Beginnings, great.
Fucking go.
Great shit.
Fantastic stuff.
Go ass
Yeah.
game. Go ass game. Go ass fucking thing.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say is, on the whole, like, not, crying at the ending of it. That's just how I react to things. I don't get overly emotional when I react to something,
Yeah.
unless
Well,
it's
yeah,
out
you're
of
not a fucking
excitement,
little
like,
sissy boy. I like.
something that I'm
Yeah.
like, if something looks really cool, then yeah, I will, be hyped up over that. But
Little
never
sissy boy.
on the other way.
I think for me too, it was also a thing where Dark Beginnings already got me pretty good in terms of being emotional in the first episode, especially with like the shot of
The scene.
the shot of Maria, her silhouette getting shot in the heart and stuff like that. I was like, dude, my eyes are
Not through
welling
the
up right now.
heart.
There
Like,
it is.
there it is. But like, I think like after a while, like especially in a short amount of time, if they try to like get me to feel those feelings again, then I'm not going to be as receptive to it. If that makes sense.
I mean, I listen.
That's just me. That's just me. I'm not saying it's a fault of the series. Obviously not. Like people resonate with it. That's fucking incredible.
I'm not a
saying
crier
that
at
all.
movies. I'm just not. That's not me being like, I'm too macho, bro. I just
I'm
don't
too
really.
macho, yeah.
I don't really do that.
You
That's
cry
just
when
not.
Tony Stark died.
No, I didn't cry when Tony Stark.
Oh, I did.
Dude,
I had
cried-
that spoiled for
Cried in
me.
the theater, and everyone else in the theater was also. I heard sniffling and shit in the theater. I was like, we're all together in this.
No, like
Yeah.
I'm more like a, I'm gonna go have some thinking type than a crying type. But I'm
It's just allergies.
gonna have some manly thinking time. So the thing is, yeah,
It's so stupid.
it speaks volumes that like the last few times I ate lettuce, all I could think about was Shadow Dark Beginnings, and how fucking awesome it was, and how haunting it is. And I was just like, yeah, dude, this is one of the best things to come out of this. Like,
yeah.
And they've done wonders for Shadow's character as well, kind of reestablishing where they want that to go, who he is. I can now vibe much more easily with a Shadow who is just always going to be a little bit of a sourpuss, you know? He's always going to be... Like, come on, man up, so she's dead. Who cares? Like... Okay, I didn't mean that. That doesn't apply to real life.
Okay. I think it was also a thing, too, where I was kind of like, especially when the first episode aired, I was in such a disbelief at how good this was that, like, a wave of emotions, both happy and somber, were, like, just overflowing. Because I was just like, finally.
I figured it was going to be something special, because to be fair, all of the Sonic animations that they've done, pretty much, have been something special. I think, you know, like Trio of Trouble, Knuckles' Divergence, they're all pretty special, you know?
Really quick on the whole, like, Trio of Trouble. So, when episode 3 of Dark Beginnings released, I watched that on stream, and then I saw that recommended to me. I was like, hey, I've never really seen this before. So I had a complete tonal whiplash of, like, watching Trio of the Sonic Superstars animation.
Yeah.
Are you ready to laugh?
I was like, wow, that's the complete opposite of what I was just putting with.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny.
But that's kind of the glory of, like, Sonic. I feel like these shorts have really captured the versatility of this character and just how much can be done with this little world and Sonic and these characters, you know? Like, if you were to watch Chow in Space, the Sonic Mania Adventures, Trio of Trouble, Divergence, Dark Beginnings, you've got basically the entire spectrum of what Sonic can be, effectively. It can be silly little guys in a silly little world, or it can be fucking crippling emotionally, you know? Like,
very, very whimsical.
It can be, what the fuck? I thought this was supposed to be Mickey Mouse. Like,
although the whole, like, the stuff that's like Dark Beginnings, I'd like to see more of that.
Please, yeah. Even down to the animation as well. Like, I know some folks have been like, I'd rather have traditional animation. It's like, no, if it can look like this, I'm happy either way. Like, we've seen Powerhouse make hand-drawn animation look beautiful, and we've seen Studio GDX make 3D animation look fucking beautiful.
I know they only do these for promotional things for a new game, but can they just not do it the next time and make one based on Sonic Adventure?
Well, it's also
the TV series.
So, like,
and don't say Sonic X. I don't want to watch Sonic X.
It's not even just these.
Give it a fair
these
try.
animations.
It's a good show.
It's not even just these animations. It's
many
like
episodes.
It's honest to God. It's like, look, I've been watching it like as part of a TV night docket with my housemates and stuff. Like, every couple of nights in the week, if we got a bit of free time, we sit down, we'll watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z Kai, and Sonic X. And, yeah, we've been breezing through it, and we've been having a hell of a time. And, go for the Japanese one, you'll be rewarded for it.
Well, I was gonna say, like, it's not even just these animations that, like stuff that's made to be... It's also, like, the CGI cutscenes for trailers. Those are never in the games either. So they do this all the time, where they have these, like, phenomenal animation pieces that, like...
But they bury the lead.
But yeah, like, I don't understand why we don't see any of the CGI trailer stuff, at least in the game, as extras, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't use them outside of just, like, the advert stuff. It's kind of like... and they've done that since...
I suppose a lot of video games do, to be fair, do that. Like, there's a lot of games where you have the cinematic trailer where it's, like, as close to live action as you can get, and then the game comes out and none of that's actually in there. And that is by no means uncommon, but I think for Sonic, I would really appreciate if we could get a nice CGI cutscene again. If we're doing the 3D stuff, anyway.
Yeah, well, like, they've done that since the OG generations, because I know, like, obviously Sonic Unleashed has the opening, phenomenal stuff.
Sonic Colors has, like, the music video.
Sonic, yep, as well as, like, you know...
I mean, actually, no, now that you mention it, Sonic Generations, if you left the title screen on, it would play the first trailer for it, which was the CGI.
It would play the first one, but I know that there was one CGI trailer that, like...
showed
had
the Time Eater, and...
Yeah. That wasn't in there, yeah. and that looked great.
I think
I don't know.
I think the reason that's done is because you can find all of that on the internet these days, so it's probably
I don't.
not worth it to them to include it.
I mean, but also, my only rebuttal with that is that considering the advent of like digital stuff being very like uh wishy-washy nowadays, like stuff being deleted off of online stores and stuff like that, like we're only really given the permission to watch this stuff. I would love to have it in a physical format.
I want
like a
I want my
game
video games to be
cartridge.
Y2K ready.
Pretty much, yeah. I want
Yeah.
it to be like if the internet goes down, like however many years from now, I can still look back at these
If
games.
the
and,
internet goes down.
yeah, if the internet goes down, which it could. You never know.
You know,
but,
it
like,
could. That's the
anything
thing is
could.
we're all like, you know,
That
people.
happens, I think that the entire world is probably fucked. I
Yeah,
don't
we'd
think
have to
guys
make a
were gonna
new
smash
internet,
it.
but like
The
people.
rapture happens.
Guys, we wait for them to release internet too.
Yeah, but people said the Titanic
want
was
internet too,
unsinkable. I
it's
just want to
too
point
new.
that out. Like,
But I mean, I guess it's okay. Maybe not necessarily that the internet itself's going to go down, but like these videos and games online can be deleted and can be taken off your hard drives. You know what I mean? So it's like I would like to have just like a physical format.
also, I
Of
just
whatever
just
game
for
I
the
have.
sake of like being able to explore the game and stuff, I would like to have as much content on that disc or in that download as possible. Like, I know I can watch like Shadow Dark Beginnings on YouTube, but to have it there in the game just legitimizes it for some reason.
I don't know. I like extras menus. I like looking at that stuff. I know I can find it online, but that's not the same. It's just not. I know that makes me sound like an old man.
Well, it's
and
like
I
how I'd
am,
rather
but,
buy
like, yeah.
DVDs than stream movies. Is like, sure, I
Yeah.
can get all of that
Because
stuff.
then you get the extras,
online.
you get
Well, no, because
and-
Disney
and,
Plus
like,
has an
for
extras
games-
menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's just something cool about physically owning it.
Absolutely,
Like,
that's what I'm
so
saying.
you got it's like what if you get Sonic Mega Collection Plus and it didn't have any of the extras on it?
Yeah.
I
it's
mean,
just
yeah,
not-
it'd be an okay, it'd still be a decent collection, but man, that feels kind of empty.
Bear in mind, Sonic Frontiers was the first time they'd taken a Sonic story seriously in a decade, and it also didn't have a theater menu. But Sonic Colors did, Generations did, Forces
Yeah.
did, Lost
Yeah.
World, I think, did.
Wait, Forces had one?
Yeah, Forces has one. It has a theater room.
Yeah, it does.
Oh god, I completely
I
forgot
remember
about that.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I
Oh,
think that's
Mr.
my
Terry
thing.
Chaos has a good point. Physical games can be defunct if they're Ubisoft.
I mean, yeah, not
I
to
for-
mention, like, yeah, if you just, every game on a disc now is a digital download anyway, and all of that can be revoked.
Yeah, and
That is
technically in
true.
California, you do not own your game. You own a license to play the game.
Yeah, Steam has also put that notice out as well. And,
Yeah.
I think the rebuttal should always be, okay, if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I don't
they
know if
won't
we can
see
make
it
that our
like
official stance on the podcast, but like, yeah.
It's not an official stance. It's just something that someone has said, and I'm pretty sure there's
We're
like
just
a
repeating
way
it.
to. Yeah, exactly.
You know what's
Nice
funny
thoughts,
is that
guys.
someone actually so Sega has a cool thing where it's like any kind of like collection that you have the Genesis ROMs for them in that collection in a folder on Steam. So if you want to
Yeah.
put any of those ROMs onto a cartridge, you can just do that. And I'm like, that is sick, actually. I know that
That's
that's
crazy.
not I know that's not evergreen for every game release, obviously, but like something like that, I'm like, I'd be so down.
Is that part
also
of
Mr.
the
J-
Genesis
Yeah.
collection?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you can use those for things like Sonic 3 Air, which is
Yeah.
really nice. Like you can pull the Sonic
Yeah.
3 and Knuckles ROM out of that and use it for Sonic 3 Air.
How would you even
Yep,
put
which is pretty
something
cool.
onto a cartridge? Is it like a thing that you
There
plug
is
into the computer?
there is a ROM dumper or
You gotta
whatever.
Yeah, you gotta flash the thing onto a cartridge
Yeah.
using a special
Dumper.
tool.
And there is like a cartridge slot thing that you can hook up to your computer and do it like that.
ROM dumper makes
Every
it sound like
Sonic
it's just
cartridge has a different
pooping
thing.
out Genesis cartridges.
Or you can use like an EverDrive, which has an
Yeah.
SD card in it, so you can take
Yeah,
the
and
SD
you
card out
just
of it
load
and
it on there, put it in the put the SD card in the cartridge, and then you just
and then boom, you're good to
put
go.
it in your Genesis.
Suddenly,
or
I
Mega
want
Drive.
to dig up my old Mega Drive again.
I'm starting
Also,
to do that with my stuff. Yeah, I'm planning on getting like multi carts for all my older
Because
systems.
I was thinking
that
of-
way I can do that.
I was thinking of selling it, but I think my sister persuaded me to sell it.
I would say hang on to it.
Hang on to it.
Yeah, but now I mean I could probably get some cool cartridges for it. So like, yeah.
And there's still games for the Genesis that aren't re-released yet, and emulation on the Genesis. Obviously, not promoting that, to be fair, but let's say,
To be frank.
I'm not you. I'm not Frank. But
Fair enough.
to be Trey, um, Genesis like emulation stuff like that isn't hard to run, but it is always good to pay for the cartridges if you can, and and
Okay,
there's some stuff on the
so
Genesis that
this is not something I am going to promote doing, but
It's
there
not an
was a
open
way.
endorsement.
Yeah, not an open endorsement, though this is something that I have done. That PC collection that's on Steam, or that Steam collection of like Genesis games, there is a way to get the ROMs from it.
I was just saying that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I did that. And
You
really
can get
good.
your big ROM pooper, and
Oh no,
I love this because Frank's like, oh, I just remembered something, and then it's like exactly what I said, and I'm like, Frank, this isn't your idea.
That's the kind of thing, like, I've got an idea, and then you say the idea, and then someone else goes, you know what? I've
And
got
that's
an
my
idea.
final
I
episode
got
of the podcast. It was great being here, everybody.
oh man,
But no, that's what I was saying. Like the Steam collection, or like the Sega Genesis like collection and stuff like that on Steam. They have a folder.
You can do the
of
same thing with
ROMs.
Mega Man games.
Yep, you can do the same
Well,
thing with whatever.
Only in the first collection.
Oh yeah,
really?
that's
I know
right.
that.
so
But
there's something that's just been brought up in the chat by Frank76, which I actually think is quite a cool thing to talk about, which could fold into the final main topic, which is the road to Sonic X Shadow Generations. The fact that this is the last week that we'll be doing a Sunset City where we won't have the game
the last
in our
like
hands.
5 days. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Damn.
And also, boys, I wanted to run by you. Like, what do you want to do for that? Like, because Friday is the official release date. I've got Digital Deluxe, so I'll be playing it 3 days early. But what do you want to do? Do you
Yeah,
want to
I'll
do
be
a show
playing
on
it early.
Friday still?
I'm down. Yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, we could do the non-spoiler discussion maybe.
Yeah,
or
non-spoiler,
just-
just kind of first impressions
Yeah, we can
discussion.
do
I mean, I'm getting it on. I think I'm getting it like a day early because I actually had it gifted to me, Sonic X Shadow Generations on Steam, and I saw it, and I think it's like a day early for me. I do want to get a physical release for.
I really
Marvel
tried to
system.
get a review code this time. It's tragic.
No, I'm
You
not.
might still get it. You never know.
So many of my peers have one. I don't know. I'm just not feeling
you know
very
what? Hey,
optimistic.
hold on, real quick. While we're on that subject, if anybody out there is being very rude to like staff members
Oh God,
when
Oh, yeah,
requesting their
that's-
review codes, don't.
God,
no
okay.
I think it's
rudeness.
insane.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
me,
saw them post a thing about something like this. If you were going to request review codes, don't be rude or like mean. Like,
Yeah.
Was someone
who the
really
fuck is
rude
being
about
so
it?
Entitled.
No,
I
there's
would
the-
not be
what he's
surprised,
posting about.
and
They posted
I-
about
I
it.
have stories to tell you, but
Oh,
I will
man.
tell them on the
Ridiculous. Like,
podcast.
imagine being so entitled that you think you can be rude to someone when you're requesting free products.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
how
that's
would
the
you be
real-
rude
yeah.
about
What
that?
the
Like,
fuck does that even
I-
mean?
I think it's. The
I have a
thing
story
where,
about entitlement
awful.
from certain people, but I'm not gonna say it here. I'll tell you afterwards. But,
So
but
that-
yeah,
sure,
if you're gonna
but-
be very rude to staff about that, you don't deserve that code.
yeah,
Don't
no,
be
I
rude.
agree with that.
that-
But
yeah,
There are
I've,
people who work for these companies.
That's the thing
Yeah.
as well, though, is I've already pre-ordered the Digital Deluxe. I'm not even in it for a free copy. I am just in it for the acknowledgement. That's all I need.
for the validation.
No,
that
it would
you
mean
can
so
get it.
much. It would mean so much to me, though, because I've never had a review code in my life, but I've always been, like,
that-
surrounded by a lot of people who have. And I'm sure that there's a
Yeah,
lot of people
I
who
get it.
know how that feels, but after a while it starts to feel like you're kind of unrecognizable after, like, all the kind of trying and doing things by the book. But then I do just look at my subscribers and I feel a lot better immediately. Because at the end of the day, it's
Oh, thanks.
all
Yeah.
the folks out there that make it
knows?
happen. And my friends, of course.
Yeah, I think it's so weird, the even idea of someone asking for a review code. I can understand if it's like you request like like an application for one, but like I guess like just outright just be like, can I has one? I'm just like,
I think it's just
companies usually go out
Trey,
to
can
It's
you
you,
not
a
leak my
review,
DMs?
That's kind of what it's for.
like
No,
Trey,
you
can you
you
not-
are
can you not leak my DMs?
generally people do ask for them generally, like
I didn't know that. Okay, I guess it's just a thing. where I
'Cause
didn't know that. I
'cause the
thought
thing is-
companies, I thought
You-
companies went out of their way to like.
there will be
I
some.
mean, they do
It
sometimes.
depends.
There will be some,
Yeah.
and
It
sometimes it's through agencies as well. But like, yeah, no, a lot of the time they don't necessarily know you exist So ultimately, what you are is basically you're offering them a little service, and it's not like you're asking for a free product. It's more I'm offering you this little service here,
in exchange
for a sample of the product, basically.
Yeah.
However,
good
I
press,
have
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I would really like to be acknowledged by Sega, not as Sunset City, obviously, this is my dumping ground for all my bullshit, but as Channel Pup, where I'm a fake bitch, where I keep my nose clean.
Yeah.
Mr. Terry Chaos, that's cursed.
I think I don't know. Getting a review code would be sick, but for me, I don't do reviews.
Yeah.
I think that's
so. Here's the thing.
I
I used to get them when I just did nothing but gameplay and streams.
That's
so
cool.
it's not. I mean, it's technically called a review code, but if you're making some kind of video content or live content with it, then I think they're cool with it.
I think that's fine. Yeah, I guess it still serves the same purpose. I just always have viewed review codes as a very almost work centric thing, if that makes sense. Where it's like, oh, you're doing this because this is your job and you have to review this.
Oh, there's one.
comes
Speaking
out.
of kind of
This is what I do.
review
Yeah.
code and kind of stuff like that, though. One thing I cannot get past is people that do get these review codes and will then leak shit. That's just very scummy. But
Yeah.
there's something hilarious I've been observing. So there are leaks of Sonic X Shadow Generations going on, which I haven't been going out of my way to necessarily look at. But
I've been avoiding all
We're
that.
not going to talk about them specifically.
No,
just
no.
For anyone who's
absolutely
we're not going
no.
to be leaking anything or talking.
What
about
I'm here to talk about is the hilarious beef going on between two leakers right now.
Oh no.
One is trying to accuse the other of being a big liar, and the other is like, I post leaks, but I have integrity because I don't post bits from the final boss and the end game of the game. And it's like, to be honest, I'm siding with the scummier one that would leak the final boss because they're at least honest with themselves. That would be like going up to someone.
Why not?
That would be like going up to someone, taking $5 from their wallet and being like, well, I didn't take the whole wallet now, did I? So I'm actually a really good guy. It's like, stop trying to feign a moral high ground. You're a leaker. Your whole job is to be a scumbag and leak people's hard work out there for it to be seen without the consent of the artists at a time when they haven't consented to.
It kind of reminds me of the PS5 scalpers, where it's like, oh, we're providing a service. We're the middleman to help others get their systems.
No,
They're jacking up the prices by a couple $100. Exactly.
Yeah, just go away.
Well, I gotta make a living on this stuff I'm stealing, so
Oh, it's no.
It's like they'll buy it, flip it for a couple $100 more, and be like, I'm providing a service. And I'm just like, please vanish from the face of the earth. Take a long walk off a short pier.
It's definitely like the car
That's a quote
salesman
from a Sonic show.
That's definitely like a car salesman tactic where it's like, oh, I'm just trying to be helpful. It's like,
I'm
no,
just a
you're
funny little guy.
I'm just a funny little guy. Yeah,
I'm not a
they
leaker. I'm
like
just
me.
a silly little guy.
I only stabbed the guy in the back a little bit. I'm a good guy.
I didn't. It's okay. I didn't fuck her. It didn't go all the way in. Your wife.
Okay.
Oh God.
Your wife.
Please
I didn't
don't.
fuck your wife. Just a tip.
Okay.
Anyways,
All right.
I got someone mentioning the Terios skin. What's that all
no,
about?
let's talk about the Terios skin. Yeah, because we did get a full reveal of how that's going to look in game. With Terios jumping onto the screen on what's like a results screen thing. So we've gotten a chance to actually get a proper look at him now. And it's gotten some mixed reactions. And I'm very interested to see what kind of discussion can be. Wait, so Frank, have you not seen it?
No, I have not.
Okay,
I've been afraid to look up this stuff just because of spoilers.
I will find
But,
it.
fair
For you.
enough.
If you have a link for it, feel free to send it to me because I do want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely received some mixed responses. So we'll discuss that.
No one was asking you to look. Oh no.
Oh, the
It's like the
leaker? Yeah.
same mind. It's like the same
For
shit.
those who don't know what that means, for people don't know what a Terios skin is. Terios is the beta design and name for Shadow the Hedgehog before he was changed into what we know him as.
So it's
now.
a Garrulus 64 inspired design for Shadow.
Oof.
I mean,
Damn.
there's a there's a reason why Dylan loved Blue Sky so much because it was in beta for so long.
I didn't even make it. Oh, I see what you're saying.
The
Oh,
thing
I see
that's
what-
the thing that's so
Uh,
also Frank Backrooms is where
Now I
Terios is.
understand.
But
I love you,
Thanks.
Dylan.
the thing I find so funny is that I do not subscribe to any of that beta alpha nonsense. I don't think any of us do, but we've all just
No, no one
collectively.
does. No, it's just
None of us
It's-
believe
it's
in that
such a
shit,
fun-
but we all just are like, Dylan's
it's
a
something
beta
fun to
man.
shit on. Yeah.
I am
so
so far removed. I go to the gym like almost every day. I am not a beta male. I can tell you that.
he's a Sigma. He's a Sigma.
I'm
Sigma
I'm
balls.
like a
Um,
super sigma male.
So now that I'm seeing this this animation, I'm on the official Sonic Twitter.
Mhm.
Thanks, pup. I can see where the Adventure 2 mistaking Shadow for Sonic. I can see where that comes from. And it looks kind of
Yes.
cool.
Well, I
I
think
like the idea.
well, Sock Attorney or Sock Tiger, whatever Sock goes by now, did point out that these would flow differently when in motion. So in motion, you'd probably be less likely to mistake Terios for Sonic than you would Shadow, just because of how the silhouette would look in motion. And I think there's that too, but I know that some people don't like it because of that as well. I'm just like, that's why he wasn't used in SA2 then, you know? Like, I'm just...
Yeah.
He serves a different purpose here. He's an extra skin, and I gotta say, I love the way he looks. Like, I even love how his... It's quite obvious that they're using topology from Knuckles' model for those Dread Quills, but I like that more than if they're just, you know, reskinned Sonic effectively. Like, I think this is fun.
Yeah.
This is fun.
I think it's also a thing. And well, I'm like two things for sure. Well, for one, like the people who are working on this game were the ones that created the beta design for Terios back in the day. So I do trust their judgment in terms of how he was supposed to look. But then you do look at some of the other concept art of Terios, and like he was supposed to have just like really long Sonic quills, and that's why they droop down whenever you face forward, basically.
I mean,
Is,
I will say
Is this the thing? Is it a discussion because in the art forum, his quills looked like they had a little bit of like hair gel to them?
Mhm.
Is that why people are confused?
I think people are confused because it does look a little awkward in motion.
I mean, I will say this straight up. He looks kind of fucking stupid, but at the same time, he's a fucking beta design. I want him to look stupid.
He's also a very like Y2K,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
almost like B
Like,
platformer design.
What
like,
what other stupid ass designs are they hiding from us? Can we get a Mr. Needle Mouse playable as classic Sonic? Like,
Pretty
So
cool.
that's kind of the reason why I like this. As somebody who loves like behind the scenes stuff or who likes seeing like early versions of characters, this kind of shit is really cool to me. So
Yeah.
I do not have a problem with this skin whatsoever.
I loved getting
Yeah.
Also,
fucking Max
wanted
the
to
Rabbit
float
as
a real
well.
quick thing. Also, someone on Twitter was saying, and it was mainly like just a joke post, but they were saying, Shadow design is Gerald after putting the Black Arms DNA into the project, and the Terios design is before the Black Arms DNA. And I really, really like that idea.
Well,
Like, I know that's not canon or anything, but that's a really fun idea.
That
Like, as
reminds
to why
me-
he might look different now.
that would make Terios kind of a classic Shadow in a way. But it
There you
also
go.
reminds me of
Oh,
a
sorry, we're not allowed to have that.
well, it reminds me of a theory that Nick had in a video that I'm certain is actually released this time. is he mentioned
You hear that,
like,
Nick?
what if
Yeah, Nick, he's been leaking your videos.
what
Yeah.
if there was an actual Shadow just skulking about the islands and stuff, and Joe was like, I'm going to clone that. And then, the clone went on to be Shadow. But then, think about it. You could have a classic game. You could have, like, fucking pixel art and stuff, Shadow the Hedgehog, and every so often Gerald Robotnik tries to come and take a piece of your quill. And that's the boss fight.
He's just trying to shave
Yeah.
you in your sleep.
Yeah, it's just because the thing is, right? Robotnik in the movies is trying to get Sonic's quill as a power source. What if Gerald was doing that so he could clone this little hedgehog and then fill him with Black Doom's DNA? Which sounds kind of
Dylan,
sexual
it-
now that I mention it.
Whoa.
Dylan, it's just the SpongeBob episode.
Didn't
They're
have
just
to.
going to use tape.
Did you ever
Yeah.
see? Did you ever see the Mr. Needle Mouse ROM hack?
No, I haven't.
I've posted a
Uh,
picture of it in the back
no.
rooms, the title screen. I really want this. That's like an official thing.
fuck is
That someone took one of Sonic's beta designs and
Was
modded
the one with
it
the googly eyes.
into a ROM. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Needle
Yes.
Mouse. And I
That's
love
so cool.
this so much. He's so funny looking. If we could get Mr. Needle Mouse as a skin for classic Sonic in Sonic X Shadow Generations, I would That would be the default for me.
Oh, how would he look from the side? That'd be so funny.
Well, I mean, the actual Mr. Needlemouse hack does have sprites from the side as well. I'll put a picture of it in the background.
That's the thing. Is like when it comes to what is it, beta designs and stuff like that. I am just glad that they're in here, and I'm glad that they do represent like almost like a capsule in time of what they represented. You know, like, am I correct in the assumption? Was Terios ever an official name for the beta design?
I mean, nothing was official for the beta because it was a
know.
beta.
I mean, yeah.
Betas
Because I
aren't
heard somewhere
official.
that I thought that was like a fan. I thought that was like a fan like naming of the character or something. Like that.
If
Well,
it
have they
was,
used the
it's
name
official
Terios
now.
in the marketing?
I mean,
Yeah.
they've used Terios in the marketing. They said like, especially like after the first trailer was revealed, and we saw like the Sonic Adventure skin and the Terios skin,
Yeah.
in quotations, like it is an official thing now. So like, it is Sega's. I just think it's cool, like they're really like, especially nowadays, they're leaning way more into the fan centric stuff and kind of like the cool headcanon stuff.
I think
than they ever
Terios
have
was
before.
always intended. I think there are like magazines that kind of hint at Terios from the time.
Okay, well I'll have to look that up.
Because
but
it's
yeah.
Latin
No,
for
but
mirror
those
image, I
magazines,
believe.
that'd be
Blaze
great.
design.
They
The
should have
original
just
Blaze design as a costume at some point.
they should have just called him Terry. Mr. Terry
Terry.
Chaos. Imagine if Shadow's name was
Put
Mr.
it in
Terry
reverse,
Chaos.
Terry! Put it in reverse.
Mr. Terry Chaos! Because he does the chaos control.
I'm
It
losing
fits
my
with
mind.
Mr. Needlemouse.
Yeah.
I would actually accept Needlemouse as Sonic's last name.
I would accept it as
Sonic
his middle name.
Needlemouse.
Yeah, Sonic Needlemouse. It's cute. It's charming.
Yeah.
Like, he is Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, but like if he actually had like a legal second name and it was Needlemouse, that would be such a cute little reference.
Maurice, actually.
Maurice
Maurice.
Ogilvy.
Ogilvy, yeah.
The thing is, that was just a throwaway gag the first time. I think it was during the Mike Gallagher run. And it was just a little throwaway line was like, actually, my name is Maurice. And then I think Ken Penders was just like, okay, yeah, his name is Maurice Ogilvy.
I'm losing my mind.
I love
Like,
the...
like I'm saying Ogilvy.
Maurice
Ogilvy.
Oglue Factory.
I love the Sonic Boom one where it's like, Speed is my
Maurice
middle
Ogilvy
name. It's
eyes.
like, I thought your middle name was the.
Like your middle name
Yes.
was Duh. Yeah.
That's so stupid.
And
It
how
is
how
really
the
dumb.
lawyer refers to him as Sonic T Hedgehog. What a
But
great
yeah.
show Sonic Boom is. But
It's
yeah,
true.
1 week to go. We feeling hyped? We feeling happy?
I am.
Can't wait to reunite with Zombie Maria.
I've been like
Cool.
refreshing the Steam page, just being like, are they gonna just give it to me?
Will there
Or
be
are
an
they just gonna-
accident? Are there any
Yeah, it's
accidents
like,
today?
It's like oopsies.
Well,
yeah.
remember Sonic 4 Episode 2? They did that.
Yeah, that's true. I'll be playing it on Monday. But
How?
But it releases Tuesday.
I'm kidding. Because I don't
Trey's
know.
got a
Yeah,
review
my-
code. Get him!
No.
Hey, all Trey
like,
here to
I'm-
explain this joke because apparently my other
Yeah,
my
hey, all
co-host
Trey
forgot.
here. Anyways, object permanence is a very big issue within the Sunset City podcast because I just said, what if they leaked Sonic Shadow Generations on Steam early? And then I said, I'll be playing on Monday. And then they're like, what? That's impossible.
Shut up, Trey. Fuck
Can
you.
I use my ADHD as a defense?
Short-term
You're
memory
no
issue.
one, nothing,
Yeah.
and never will be. Okay. Fuck you.
Damn.
Without
Trey,
me,
is that
you'd be
allowed?
nothing. Okay.
What?
Trey.
Never forget that.
Why are you
Trey.
saying this? You're
I,
gonna
I
make me
don't.
cry.
I
You're
don't.
gonna
I
make-
don't know. I don't
You're gonna
mean
make me
it.
cry harder than I did.
No,
end
I
of
don't-
episode 3 of
No,
Dark Beginning.
Trey. No, I didn't mean it. You are one of the things that makes me me.
Trey, can I use my ADHD as defense?
I
I
actually
swear
mean
it's
that.
fucked
You-
me over
you
twice in this
boys-
podcast.
The three of you fuckers are all part of what makes me me. Without you guys, I'd be different. I might even be better.
We are all trying
Yeah.
to rein in the sense of humor.
And you
We're all
were
trying to help here.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is that you're my friends and you've made a positive impact on me. I'm trying to have a moment here.
We're your friends and your power.
Imagine my arm around you, working its way down to your little butt crack.
Thank you, G
You
Wiz.
know.
I like you too. You're great.
It always goes back to buttholes with him.
It has to.
Why does it always have to go back to
That's
Y'all
what
are
she
so,
said.
Y'all are so afraid of
So is
talking
anybody
about
playing
like,
Sonic Rumble?
Oh my god!
haven't-
I forgot
I
all
haven't-
about that.
I actually haven't yet, but is it out?
No,
it completely
I've been using a VPN.
It is not in the
You don't have
U.S.
to.
Well, actually, no, you don't have to use a VPN. All you need,
No, you don't.
all you need is a
Because
Google Play
They have a
account.
server in Oregon.
Yeah, or just a Google Play account that has, the right country to download it. So I created a Gmail account called Pup in the Netherlands, and I just set the location to the Netherlands, and then it just went straight to the Google Play Store, and I didn't even need to use a VPN to play it. And I have it on the Oregon server as well, so that I can play with Americans rather than playing with stupid Dutch people. That's a joke. I don't think Dutch people are stupid.
Yeah, I was told that there is a server in Oregon and there's a server in Germany, but on the German server there's not as many people.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was
also,
when
like,
I
look,
played it
I've
last
been on It's a Small World. I don't want to play with no Germans, okay?
What the fuck?
I'm just
Jesus
waiting.
Christ.
I'm just waiting for it to come on PC, and then I'm gonna
Okay,
play it.
so what's going on with it? Especially now, they're doing a co-op event where I believe it's either 16 or 32 players going in and fighting the Death Egg robot, and you have a limited time to beat him.
Like Fortnite.
No.
It's like the Fortnite Doom event, except
Yeah.
you don't have 5 million players doing it or something.
But,
enough.
like, yeah, so,
That's
Frank,
not
you and
good.
I played a couple of rounds with Dave.
Yeah.
I'm yet to play with Dylan. Do you still have a girl as your character, Dylan?
Well, I haven't played it since they gave me that avatar, so I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna use this because I don't want to play as Sonic. Like,
Yeah, it's stupid.
Just so you know, if you are somebody who is not in the region that the game is in, or is supposed to be, like, if you're not in the region that you're supposed to be in, like, I believe Canada, Australia,
Are we
a couple of
supposed to
other
encourage
areas
this?
have it.
It's a bad idea.
No. I was going to say this. Just know that if you do have access to the game and you're not in any of those regions, you will not be able to buy anything unless you have an account in those regions. I found that out the other day.
That's actually fine for
Yes,
me, because I've been tempted.
I'm telling on myself, but then again, I'm streaming this stuff, so.
I was a little tempted when I saw some of those offers, but to be honest, you really don't need those offers. The character you want will come by in the main store. They don't cost much, like 30,000 rings, I think. Which you
Yeah,
can
you
build
get
up.
that easily.
You can build that up really quickly. I just got Shadow this morning.
So
yeah.
the thing that I found out with the rings is that you are limited on how many you can get, because I believe you can get 16,000 rings per day if you are a free user. If you have their subscription service, I think it's called Sonic Rumble Plus, I believe it doubles how many rings you can collect per day.
There does appear to be a few gacha gimmicks, doesn't there?
Yes.
That kind of sucks.
I don't know
how-
if that's true though, because I've been able to consistently get like a character like every day, basically.
I don't know how they're gonna... Oh, I'm
yeah,
so
the
sorry.
subscription service will give you will make the game ad free for you. And
That's
I don't
funny
know if
though,
you get
because the ads have only been voluntary as well. Like watch an ad to double your points at the end of the round, basically.
or get it to get like a free item, whether it's the Sonic or
You get like
Shadow
4
variant,
extra
like,
turns on the claw machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that the PC version that they're coming up with, I hope they let up on that. I am willing to pay for a version of Sonic Rumble on like Steam or something if it means that I don't have to deal with that kind of stuff.
Dylan, stop
I
trying to
think they're
talk to
gonna
Nick.
make-
He's
if
not your friend. He's my friend.
I
If
think
it's
they're
gonna
gonna
be
make
the
it free
same
to
thing
play.
as the mobile version, I don't think they're gonna make you pay for it on Steam either.
Also, you get
That'd be
daily
pretty weird.
prizes as well. So my daily prize today was a golden Sonic.
I am
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
for it to be on PC.
I am
though.
Gross.
I am off by 1 day
Just
on that.
Sonic.
Which is the only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is the fact that all of this stuff is going to carry over to the full release of the game, because there's currently a season pass going on, and it's 200 levels,
That's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
and it ends when the game releases worldwide.
There's also like
Well,
a
actually, the last time pre-release rolled over, like pre-release 1 stuff didn't carry over to pre-release 2, so I don't know if pre-release 2 is gonna carry over to the full game.
It is, because they have already added all of the microtransactions, and
I
I
was
think they're
sad
just
about
going to go
that.
from there.
so we get
Yeah,
to
I
keep
was-
all this stuff then, yeah?
It seems like you can, because why would they make you pay money for something you can't keep?
What if you can't
Even though
pay
they're
money
about to-
for it? Like, what if the
Easily, 'cause
reason
it's
why
it's
you
a
couldn't
video
pay
game
money
company, Frank.
wasn't
trying to make
just
money.
What if the reason why you couldn't pay money for stuff was partly because they don't intend on actually selling it to you?
I have no idea. Then
I really hope that's not the case. I'd love to keep my
I'm only
characters.
taking guesses at this. I'm only taking guesses at this point, but I'm assuming we'll be able to keep the stuff that we have right now into the worldwide release.
I hope so, because I've worked hard to get these characters.
Yeah, that did bum
And
me out the first time around because I was one of the early birds in the first beta
Me too.
round, I guess, and I got a good bit of stuff, and then they were like, "Yeah, you're not gonna be able to keep it," and I'm just like,
Well, also you've
Yeah.
got like name codes as well, so you can revive whatever account. Like, I started playing this on one phone and then moved it over to another.
Oh.
Yeah, they let you let you switch whatever device you're playing on, which is really cool. You weren't able to do that for the the original closed beta thing. That was just
You
kind
can
of like
probably do
off
that
on its own
between
to
the
test.
PC and mobile version as well. if I
Also,
had to
this
guess,
isn't
once that comes
really
out.
this isn't a beta as much as it is just a pre-release, isn't it? Like
It's
pre-launch.
season 0 right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
So you will be able to keep everything going forward into season 1.
good.
And the game is a huge improvement over the closed beta. You know, the characters move a little bit faster. They've added a few more game modes to it. Some of them I'm not the biggest fan of. There's one where you have to kind of balance the tornado, and I'm just not the biggest fan of it. Again, they added a co-op event that kind of cycles in and out. Like after a couple hours, they'll close it, and then they'll bring it back a few hours later. They'll be doing that this entire weekend.
I was very happy to see the Pinball Carnival minigame, where it's just a pinball,
Yeah.
basically. I was like, that makes so much sense for a Sonic thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think one of my
And
favorite.
then
Sorry, go on.
go for it.
I was gonna say, I think one of my favorite things in this though is finding out who the cool people are at the end of the race. So like, you're one of the early people to cross the finish line, and you see some of the other people. You walk up to them, you do the headbang emote, and if they do it back, you know they're cool.
Oh, this goes back to your whole your whole code of honor thing from Fortnite, huh?
It's not. No, it's not like that. No, what I
he's
what I
got a
mean is
code-
after the match when no one's competing or anything. Like, you just go up to someone and do the headbang emote and see if they'll do it. That headbang emote is fucking precious, by the way. That is absolutely
I used
adorable.
to use that a lot.
Same.
I used to use that a lot in the closed beta. That was a fun one to use.
That is my favorite emote of the bunch. Like, if I'm leveling up an emote, it's always that one. But, like, the amount of times when I've just been, like, Shadow going across the finish line and a Sonic's come up to me, and then we just headbang next to each other, and we don't know who each other are. That's always fun. But I also love the little emoji thing as well, where you can, like, put a picture of Sonic or Rouge and stuff. Because you could just go up to one of the characters and pop that character up on the thing, so it looks like you're calling them. And then you do the little headbang emote. It's a means of primitive communication without having people yelling slurs at you in a lobby. Like, this is so much better. Like, language was a mistake. Like,
Well,
Dude, the
there's
Tower of Babel had it wrong. We should have just gotten rid of that shit.
one of the interesting inclusions of this is the community videos. It's not fully like, I think they're slowly rolling this out, but basically they'll be featuring YouTube videos from the community.
yes, there's that, and also an influencer system where if you run past an influencer in the game, you can go to the influencers tab and see their videos.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Actually, kind of sick.
I think that's an interesting feature.
It's
We'll
sick
see how
until we
far
get
that goes.
rejected for it. Sorry, until I get rejected for it.
Yeah.
We'll see how far that goes until they remove it because there's something that they don't like. You know, it's going to be a little hard to vet that kind of content.
Mr. Beast starts doing Sonic Rumble content.
Dude, Mr. Beast can go do other shit. He's got $1 billion and he's got a burger restaurant. He's got Lunchables. Like, let me do something. I want a burger restaurant.
Excuse
okay?
me, Lunch Lee. It's better for you than Lunchables, okay? So,
lunch
I
leg.
doubt it. What?
now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go listen to KSI's latest new song and eat Lunch Lee.
Gonna go
I
listen
have
to
a
his
video to
latest
send you about that.
complaint.
From the screen to the ring to the pen to the.
I have a video to send you.
Dude, that song just it's. I can't tell you what my buddy Lewis said about it. I'll tell you about it off stream. But like,
Here's the,
I agree with him
here's my
completely.
consensus. Here's my consensus. It's a mid song that he released at the worst possible time. That's it.
I sent you a video. Don't play it on stream. It's you might get a claim.
Sure, you check the back rooms to see what my opinions on that are.
I haven't heard the song, so I don't know. Anyway, so Sonic
Actually,
Rumble.
KSI is the kind of guy that would claim this, so let's not.
So if you if it's in your region and it's available for you to play, try it out. It's free. It has controller support, so you don't have to use the touchscreen only. The only thing you need it for are the menus. Menus are touch only, but
Just
the
like
actual
women.
gameplay you can use controllers and you'll be fine. If it's not in your region, look, I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but there is a way. But that's as much as I'll say.
You know how it is. I mean, I've already basically told them how to do it, but, like, yeah. Frank didn't.
I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I refuse to get myself in any trouble for that.
I live in the Netherlands. Ahoy hoy.
Yeah, look at the email popped from the Netherlands.
Yeah, right?
Obviously he's there.
He wouldn't have called himself that if it wasn't true.
Shall we
Yeah, you
move...
think Pop would just go on the internet and tell lies?
Shall we move on to burger chats? Also, I don't tell lies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Like, when
don't.
We joined the call for the first time earlier today, and you went, "We need to have a serious discussion," and then you talked about something that was not real.
Yeah, I said that I had a call from your teacher and that you've been sending pictures of the Joe Rogan podcast to the other students.
Me, who's been out of school for 5 years, love it.
I
You've
didn't
been
say
sending
when I
pictures
got a
of the
phone call
sauce,
from the
sauce,
teacher.
Sauce.
In addition to sauce. Gordon introduces burgers. Oh god. Okay. I am just copying and pasting the burger chats right now.
Okay,
Alright.
take your time.
You guys want to entertain the people
Hey,
while I do
Pup,
that?
you want to double check where you're pasting them?
You all have access to this, right?
Access to what?
I think so.
Patron mailbag questions.
Well, that's not the
You
right
could-
place.
I know it's
Yeah,
not, but
could-
I've got this far. Like, if we all have access to it, let's just do this today. I'm sick.
Alrighty.
Fine.
I'm unwell. Like-
Yeah, you're sick, dude. You're sick as fuck, bro.
Oh,
What
hell,
the fuck?
you're so
Hell yeah,
sick.
dude. Hang 10, dude. You're sick as fuck,
Dude,
dude.
suh.
Dude, what's up, dude?
Suh, dude.
Bad.
Okay, so I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise, or I started playing it on my streams.
I have that game.
There is somebody who kind of
Good game.
talks like that in the game, and I'm just like, what is this fucking dialogue? Everyone speaks normal, and then there's this fucking guy.
What do you have the game on?
I have it on Nintendo Switch.
I have it on Nintendo Switch. What?
What?
Yes, Surus got
Yeah.
it for me, and I used to play it with Surus. The idea of playing it with Surus and then playing it with Frank is poetic because Surus was a former host on Sunset City. Dylan never met him once. And
I've met him several times.
now you don't know Surus.
I was gonna say, you haven't met
I've met
Cirrus?
him in person several times.
How have
We
you
went
met
to- I think we
Surus
had
in
dinner.
person? When would you have ever met Surus in person?
Several conventions.
Shut up.
Somebody's
Yeah.
watch going off.
No, I was turning on my
No.
air conditioning. Because
No,
it's
it's gonna
kinda
go, what the fuck?
hot. Actually, I was turning on the bomb that's right underneath your chair, Frank. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, I had a good run.
Fucked up if
All right,
you-
are you guys ready?
Yeah,
Yes.
is this everything?
All right. Dylan, you're up first. Burger.
Oh wait, I'm not ready actually. You go first.
Burger. That was burger in reverse, by the way, because I got rid of the bug.
It's like,
Now I'm gonna wait for you, Dylan. You're first.
All right, hold on. All right,
Okay,
here we
ready?
go. I'm about to go crazy. I'm about to go sicko mode.
I'm about to turn into the Joker.
How fitting you're gonna go sicko mode with somebody with a SpongeBob related name.
Rather.
Oh, Mr. Krabs. First one for Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs. $1.99. I learned Krusty Krab pizza and Ice Cap OST mix really well. Arr, 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 arr.
I want to hear that now.
Maybe if you
That's...
add some pineapple.
No, but that's got to exist. Like,
No.
Because the Krusty Krab pizza song.
Krusty Krab, the Krusty Krab pizza.
That's not how that goes at all.
Oh.
So I actually showed my brother like that SpongeBob episode he saw that for the first time the other day. And he's
Really?
like, I can't take this
First
fucking
time.
show. Like, it's so fucking dumb, but I love it.
I think some of the best episodes to show people are that, Band Geeks, Chocolate with Nuts.
I showed him the Chocolate with Nuts as well.
Chocolate with Nuts is a comedic masterpiece. Like,
I was quoting that to him like for a while.
you gotta make the customer feel good. No, hello? I love
I
you.
love you.
Chocolate.
They laid it on a
I
toothpick
remember
when
when
they
they
opened
first
them.
invented chocolate. I always hated it.
So sweet. I always hated it.
Oh god. Okay. Anyways, Borker. Well, Lord.
Chocolate?
Did you say chocolate? But yes.
With or without
Wow, you're
nuts.
chocolate.
Have I shown y'all Sponge Core?
I'll take 10.
Have
No.
I shown you?
I don't think so.
Have y'all? Okay, I need to show y'all this after.
Is
the stream, but it's
mayonnaise an
basically someone
instrument?
They took episodes of SpongeBob and made them into hardcore like heavy metal
You're gonna
tracks.
say Nightcore.
No, like hardcore like heavy metal tracks, and it's incredible. Like there's one for chocolate. It's like relatively old, but it's so funny.
You gotta send
Okay.
that over at some point. But okay, we gotta move. Twilord with the €2. Best part of Blue Skies is the Twitch trolls refuse it. Hell yeah, brother. No need to worry about any more of these blue checkmark sissies. These blue checkmark sillies.
It's funny how like the timelines for Blue Sky and like X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Twitter died a long time ago. I'm calling it X. It's crazy how
No.
Look, here's the thing. I called it Twitter because I remember the good times, not when the crazy technology guy.
But
you know,
you're
took
letting
it
him
over.
win by saying that. You're
Yeah, no, I will
validating
not
him.
call it X. Not even a-
The only reason I'd
Yeah,
ever
no.
call it X is if I stopped using it, therefore it is my X.
That's true.
You know what? Fair enough. It's
Maybe
Twitter
that's
again.
why Elon Musk.
The dying bird.
Maybe that's why Elon Musk wanted to call it X so badly, so he could actually fucking relate to it.
Yeah.
Isn't one of his kids
God
named
damn.
X2 or something?
Anyway, like it's crazy how the timelines are like night and day on that.
Oh yeah, one is
What do you
healthy.
mean?
One is
Oh,
like
oh, the
healthy
other one is-
interactions between real people.
Here's our AI, and I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
Grok.
It
Sounds
was
like a disease.
Gronk. Baby
It's an
Gronk.
onomatopoeia.
Baby Gronk.
right, Frank, you're up, Burger.
Okay,
look, it's your
let's
best
see. With
friend.
the two,
Your best friend. Oh, your little Fortnite buddy.
you should check out Super Frank Plays, where I posted one match that we played of Fortnite, and it was pretty funny.
Oh, Fortnite friend.
Lit was basically getting catcalled because he was playing as Chun-Li.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's Lit saying?
Anyways, got jump scared by Risa's Goku yesterday at work.
Did your friend say that, Frank?
Wow, pup, you sound really jealous.
Look, I want
Is
what
that
you
jealousy I hear?
want what you guys have, okay?
You are invited to come play Fortnite with us if you want.
No.
Well, then fuck you.
I probably will at some point. Honest to
You'll do
God,
what now?
I will come on Fortnite at some point. It's just at this, like...
You'll do what now?
why can't I just go on Fortnite?
Okay, yeah, you can.
So mean. Okay. Trey. Borger.
All right, KB with.
Oh, is that your friend? Your friend KB?
It's your friend, KB.
Yeah.
He's all our friends.
Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
friend of
That is
friend
Yeah,
of the
KB
show.
is
that
a-
is
Yours
the
and
great
friend of
friend KB.
Okay, you act like Lit isn't my friend too. Fair enough.
The great friend KB
Well, yeah, no, he's your
Uh,
boss, isn't he?
with $9.99 US dollars.
He is my
the
client. Sorry, go on. Sorry, Trey.
So KB with $9.99 US dollar dues. The second
Oh,
chapter of
man! Come on!
Hey, well that's because you interrupted me. So I'm saying dollar dues.
Just
this
this
one
once.
time.
Just
He's got a good
Okay.
point.
I got it. Yeah. So KB with the 9.99 US freedom dollars. The second chapter of the Koro manga takes a very odd turn. I no longer believe the manga is canon.
Oh yeah, no.
Um,
So like, yeah, like, can I say what it is? It was already alluded to in the first
Sure,
issue.
yeah, I don't care.
Who's been killing Maria? It was Black Doom all along.
Oh,
He influenced the gun soldier.
I'm just gonna say this.
to
I
do it, which-
completely fucking hate that though, because that would completely change Shadow's entire motivation. Like,
It would, but also it makes more sense that a random soldier didn't just open fire at like a little girl. For
you
no
mean to
reason.
tell me you find it hard to believe a soldier would open fire on a little girl?
All right, that's
I mean,
that's
it-
like a
I mean, this
really
was-
really not great like real world thing to say, but like
I
mean,
know, but
no,
like,
it
it's
sounds like
totally
it's
Here's
believable.
the thing. That would be over 50 years ago.
True. Everything was good 50 years ago.
yeah, there were no problems. None.
No, because the thing
Man,
is,
the urge,
if
the urge to make
Shadow-
a comment after that is strong, and I'm not
no,
even
because
gonna
the
say
thing
it.
is, Shadow is angry at humanity in Adventure 2 and stuff. That's such a big part of his story. And if you take that component away, I mean, you could say, oh, it's a misunderstanding, but it's like saying, oh, great, that incredible story was just a misunderstanding all along. And now we're doing this so we can tie up a little loose end and make everything feel that little bit more coincidental. You know? Like, I don't like that shit. That's like the whole, oh,
I think
Spider-Man,
it's
the spider that bit you, your parents made it. Like, I don't need those lines
you gotta let
tied.
it go. You gotta
I-
let Amazing Spider-Man
I
go.
don't know.
I'm
I
not
don't know if I
even mad
would.
at Amazing Spider-Man about that. I'm just saying that whole idea.
no, I get it. Yeah,
Like, there are some things that do not need to be tied in knots, you know? Like, I don't need the Joker to have killed Batman's parents. I don't need Peter's parents to have made the spider. And I sure as hell don't need Black Doom to have killed Maria. These are just things that make
Yeah,
a
no,
story
I
feel
don't-
small and insular. And, yeah. So I agree with KB that I don't really view it as canon either.
yeah.
I've let
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man go. I like Amazing Spider... Dylan, don't
It
do that.
insists upon
I know, but you
itself.
bring that example up every time. Like it's the only one that exists.
It's just, okay, fine. Midi-chlorians then. Is that better?
That is okay. Perfect. That's
Okay,
a great
don't
other
know what
example.
that is. Go back to Spider-Man.
Only Sonic can go super. How about that? Okay. Porker.
Only played Sonic 1. What's super?
It's my my turn. I've got clit. Okay, right. So it sends $2 US dollars.
Excuse you?
You know, I
Wow.
need to say it again. So it sends $2 US dollars. Okay, people
Dollar
online saying they play Sonic. Okay, hang on, let me try it again. Okay, people online are saying play Sonic Generations first. It's interesting because
No.
I think what maybe Lit is implying is that maybe there's something that's gonna make things different in context. I don't know. I don't know how far they're going with it. One thing we do understand from news is that it does appear that Ian Flynn has rewritten a lot of dialogue for Generations, and that's something he said on the Bumblecast, by the way. So I do take that as pretty legit.
Interesting.
So yeah, I guess we'll see. There's probably going to be some treats in there. I mean, the thing is, there's two sides of me. There's one side of me that wants to play Sonic Generations first and then play Shadow Gens, because if I got a new Sonic game and it had like Hero versus Dark story, I always choose Hero story first, then Dark. So I kind of want to play it like it's that. But at the same time, I'm like, there's new content here. I want to get that first, you know, like.
Yeah, especially for some, a lot of us who have already played Generations in the past. With this, it's like, oh, I want to see the new stuff. And I guess if there's any interest, play the old stuff.
I suppose, though, it might be a better experience to play the old stuff first. But then again, you could just do it again, you know? This time I'll play the old stuff
Right.
first, and then I'll play the new stuff after. I don't know. I'm gonna see how I feel in the moment, you know? Maybe I will. Maybe I will
yeah.
stream it.
What if it? Unless they do a thing where it's like, hey, this story requires the context of Sonic Generations. It's best. We would recommend playing that first.
Yeah, if there's like a
If they did something like that,
recommendation,
it's
like...
Then,
'Cause
yeah, that makes sense.
I know that, like, when Episode Shadow and Sonic Forces came out, they were like, oh, we recommend do Episode Shadow first. Which, I'm glad I didn't do that. The reason being, I'd just moved into a new apartment and we didn't have internet access for like a month. So, I just kind of stuck Sonic Forces in and just played. amazing that it didn't have to download anything. But yeah, PS4, am I right? And the thing is, if you play Episode Shadow, no, if you play Sonic Forces without ever playing Episode Shadow, you think, Infinite, a little bit wasted, but not a bad villain. But then you play Episode Shadow first, like, this guy's a fucking sissy boy. I'm really glad I didn't play Episode Shadow first. I got to actually enjoy Infinite.
But doesn't that make him like retroactively worse?
Well, yeah, but I would rather at least have the experience of playing the couple hours of Sonic Forces thinking, hey, he's actually kind of a neat villain, than not have that experience at all.
Nah, he sucks.
You know what? There is a bit of truth in the chat. How much Generation Story do we really need a refresher on? It's like, yeah,
Exactly.
that-
I can't. I really. Yeah, I can't.
Well,
really,
so much
story's
happened
a
in that
nothing
game.
burger.
You remember the bit where
where Knuckles called Classic Sonic fat.
yeah, or the incredible bit where, like, Sonic, like, he ran a little bit, got an emerald, and then the other Sonic did a shit? Remember that? Good scene. Iconic, even.
The story's a nothing burger.
Unless, though, because we know that there is a rewrite going on, maybe there could be lines that allude to Shadow Gens or something, I don't know. But, play it by ear, we'll see when we see, you know? But I am very intrigued from what I've heard of, like, Ian Flynn saying that he's rewritten dialogue and stuff. I am intrigued to hear how far that goes. I don't think a simple dialogue rewrite is going to make that story everything it could have been, but, like, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, I would like to see. But I mean, they can't really change it to any extreme degree because there's hardly any cutscenes to change.
Unless they've literally added new cutscenes, which I highly doubt. Anyways, Dilnor. I accidentally stole Lit C from you, so you can have Twa Lord.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Sorry, which one is it? It's
The latest
Twilord.
one I have a border
Lord.
beneath it.
okay. Twilord with the 2 euros. Black red fly chow, wingless, no feet, doom jewelry. Alright, this is like a recipe for.
No, I think
it's got black doom chow,
Twilord
I guess.
has mistaken us for a dating app and is putting his preferences in. No, I think it's a pitch for a Doom Chow.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I like it. I like it. I mean, that makes sense. You could probably do that in Chow World Extended on Sonic Adventure 2. That mod's got a lot of stuff.
All mods are
I feel
bad.
I
like
gotta feed this
possible.
cat. This
I
cat's
joke,
yelling
I
at
love
me for
mods.
like.
Yeah, go feed the cat. Feed the cat. Take a break.
Go feed this cat.
Rankin, you're up.
KB with the $9.99 US. June did have a demo for an unused track in 3D Blast. Its melody is what became the song for the second half of Twinkle Park.
You will not believe what it's called as well.
Pleasure Castle.
Yeah, that's so
Pleasure
dirty.
Castle.
Yeah, that's when Mario.
Yeah,
finds
I
Princess
already knew
Peach.
what it was called.
I
so,
didn't know that actually.
Yeah, listening to that beta track as well, it is exactly Twinkle Park. I mean, it's not the first time he's done something like that as well. Like, there's 3D Blast music in Windy Valley as well. So, like, he does. And the Sonic 4 Episode 1 boss theme is a repurposed beta track from Sonic 3D Blast. You know how it is.
I know there was something else from 3D Blast that makes it in that has. I think it makes it into Heroes. I think it's Final Fortress.
Possibly. Yeah.
But it was like a volcano level though.
Okay.
In 3D Blast.
So we were talking about like why like I feel like Sonic Heroes was actually a great marriage of both like the classic like musical aesthetic and the modern Sonic stuff, in my opinion.
I
Like,
mean, I thought it just sounded like
in terms
more
of music,
kind of the
in
modern
terms of
Sonic music.
musicality. In terms of musicality, like the stage themes for Sonic Heroes, like that is just an extension of classic Sonic stuff.
Would you not say that
in
about
my
Sonic
opinion.
Adventure 1 at the very least?
I think Sonic Adventure 1 was a little bit more like balls to the wall in terms of its instrumentation, in terms of like the guitars and stuff like that. And yeah, like
I don't know,
you
because
have
there's a
that
lot more
too
like
in
funk
Heroes.
and jazz in Sonic Adventure. Sonic
I
Adventure
think
2 goes full
well
rock.
jazz, especially in like was it Casinopolis or whatever, or like the casino level.
Yeah, but you've also got like, you know, the snowboarding track where you got loads of saxophone in there as well.
But yeah, you also have like stuff like Red Mountain 2, which is like just a hip hop
Yeah.
track, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like
So like you've
I think
got...
it was
Yeah.
So I think it was more. I think the reason why I say Sonic Heroes is a better extension of classic Sonic is because it's a little bit more cohesive and a
No.
little bit more true to itself. I think
No.
so. Yeah.
In what way does Grand Metropolis sound anything like the Mystic Mansion? Whatever the fuck it is.
Well, it's not necessarily in terms of like themes, but in terms of I guess just like overall
You
consistency.
know nothing about music. I know everything about music.
Well, you know what? Fair enough.
Oh, okay, so it was Blast Volcano in 3D Blast. Sounds very similar to Final Fortress from Sonic Heroes.
I
That's what it was.
noticed that, and this one has to be a coincidence, but I noticed that there are some similarities between the fucking Adabat Day stage and the Sonic 3 and Knuckles minor boss theme. Yeah.
I mean, and also to make it clear, I think SA1 soundtrack is perfection, and I
Yeah,
love
so
that.
stop talking shit about it then. Then
I'm
you
not
hate
talking
it.
shit. That's not.
I
real
have the
talking
vinyl
shit.
for it.
I want the vinyl for it so
No,
bad.
you don't.
I just...
You want the one for Heroes. You've chosen Heroes. You prefer Heroes.
No, I don't prefer Heroes. I think Heroes is a little bit more consistent, but that doesn't
You think
necessarily mean that's
Heroes
better.
is a much better game, and I have to
Actually, no. That's a
take you to
completely
court.
like. Look, this isn't like a I hate pancakes situation. Okay, like that's not what this
He
is.
hates waffles.
Well,
Yeah.
if Sonic Adventure is pancakes and Sonic Heroes is waffles, I fucking hate waffles. All right,
Okay.
Ian. No.
Okay, well that's you.
No,
Who's
Heroes.
next?
Heroes suck. Got a good soundtrack though.
Okay,
It
the
does-
Sonic 3 and Knuckles and the what was it, Sonic Unleashed comparison? I don't hear it.
You'll hear it when you listen to it. Which track are you listening to from Unleashed?
Correctly.
Which one am I supposed to be listening to?
Yeah.
It's a day stage in Adabat. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Jungle Joyride. Jungle Joyride Day.
Act 1?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
And the minor boss from
Wait,
SNK.
isn't that the like the ba da 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 da?
No.
Is that what that is?
No. No.
Well, then
I'll
what is
explain it to you after the show.
Okay.
But we gotta
I'll explain it
move.
when you're older.
Gotta move. Trey?
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Krabs in parentheses in quotations. Mr. Krabs. Should I do the Mr. Krabs voice? Should I even try?
Do whatever you'd like to do.
Okay.
Just don't
U.S.
say...
$4.99 freedom dollars. Oh God, I can't do it. I can't do the Mr. Krabs voice.
Oh.
I can't do the Mr. Krabs voice at all. I tried, and then my brain was like, don't even attempt it. I'll just say it normally. Team Dark Thanksgiving special. Omega said a slur. Shadow argues on why they can't kill his cousin Sage. Rouge is doing some Black Friday shopping.
What if it's Black Friday? It's not Thanksgiving. Mr. Krabs, come on, do better.
Yeah.
Come on, get good, Mr. Krabs. But keep on sending those super chats. Also, is worthless consumer models a slur for robots? Like,
I mean, you're calling them an inferior version.
yeah. I guess Dilnor isn't back yet because he's dead. So I will do the next $1 Also, Wario Time Friday, y'all.
Oh my god, it's
Oh my
it's Wario
God.
WarioWare.
Oh my god, it's Wario from the Wario series.
It was like Wario J WarioWare the third.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, Wario just said, oh my god.
Gordon steals Wario's soul.
Oh my god, that is so fucked.
All right, Franken, you're up.
You know what? I'm gonna take.
Are you gonna do a stab at
Mr.
it?
Krabs. Mr. Krabs. No, I'm not. Mr. Krabs. Quotations. Mr. Krabs with the $4.99 Krusty Bucks. That's from chat. I figured that would be fitting.
Rusty Burger.
Also, an IDW Sonic anime with the Dark Beginnings animation would go hard, especially the Metal Virus arc and the fights in the comics too. Man, imagine.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
Imagine.
I know nothing about that, but I'm gonna take your word for it because I just want to see more of that animation.
Right?
Yeah. All right. our good friend KB, or my good friend KB, I
Good
guess.
morning, KB.
Yeah, good afternoon. With
night.
999 US dollars. I did ask Ian a while ago on the Bumblecast about whether IDW being canon has limited what the comic can do. I posted his response in the general channel and Sunset City Discord if you are curious.
Check it out after the show.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
I mean, I guess like I don't know if it would necessarily be limiting because IDW was already trying to like be an extension of the game.
We'll talk
even before
about it
was, like,
another
official.
time. There's big conversations to be.
All right, yes, sir.
I think it kind of.
Anyways, all right, Dylan's not
Oz.
back yet.
Production sends $10 US. Okay, the vote to give Channel Pup a review code is 50-50. You are the tiebreaker, Mr. Paramount Executive, who's here because of the movie. Paramount Executive, who is wearing Knuckles merch, smiles. God damn it! So I gotta tell you guys about this great new TV show that's had me hooked. It's called Knuckles, okay? And
Don't even fucking try it.
it's really good. So while you might expect it to do something more archetypically Knuckles related, it actually subverts that by giving you a fun family comedy with your favorite Red Echidna in there. It's the best of both worlds. The sitcom genre meets Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm doing this all on the fly. I think I'm doing really good.
Wait, we
Must bowl. Bowling is nice, actually.
Okay.
Am I next?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, lit
and
with
look,
the
it's your
$2
friend.
US. Gordon
best friend?
takes the manager's soul.
His mouth opens.
Gordon
and their
takes the manager
faces-
swords. Ah! 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 There you go.
Hang on, there's more. There's a little more.
And Lupin the Third is getting away.
And Lupin the Third is running away. Gordon is about to start beginning. I don't really feel like a man. I don't really like working here. I'm just here. Okay. I've tasted good. Okay.
Chef, are you the chef?
Chef, are you the chef, Jeff?
Are you the chef?
Are you Jeff the chef?
Chef.
Are you the chef, Jeff? The chef. Oh my god, it's John J. Kitchen Nightmares the Third. Okay. Okay, Trey, you're up, Borg.
I'm not okay. Mr. Krabs, in quotations, Mr. Krabs, with $4.99 freedom dollars. Thank you again, Mr. Krabs. Fun fact: the two creators
Krusty Bucks.
of Krusties. Fun fact: the two creators of Kinnikuman. Is that how you say it?
Man.
The two creators of a
Just
Kinnikuman.
the two creators of this Kinnikuman help Akira Toriyama during the Dr. Slump era with tip and advices and the use of the Battle Shonen tropes for Dragon Ball.
I wouldn't want to be helped
assuming-
with tip.
I
That sounds
genuinely
kinda-
read that as 4 decibels.
I know, same here. I was like,
I fucking
great
hate
context.
audio now.
And it's like, yeah, only 4? Only 4 decibels?
I swear, I fucking hate audio now because I read that as 4 decibels.
I don't hate audio. Fuck you.
You know what, Trey? Trey, why
what's
don't
up?
you get the next one? Because I think you'll enjoy doing this one.
Okay.
Oh god.
Mike 1911. Sorry,
God's
Mike
sake!
1911.
what?
For God's
Mike-
sake!
Mike did it.
Don't laugh
did
at
9/11.
9/11.
Mike did 9/11.
Go say
Mike
he did
ni-
that. Don't do him like
Mike
that.
1911.
Okay, if we're going too far.
With $1.99 US dollary dues. Pup not well. Here's some dollary dues for you. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you.
In this context, I'll allow it because he himself referred to it as dollary dues. And thank you
Also,
for the
I-
dollary
I-
dues.
I know Chip Fan was saying Krusty Bucks. I immediately thought Krusty Coin, but that's a currency, or that's like a shitty cryptocurrency.
Just think
We'll stick to
Dylan
Krusty
right
Bucks.
now is probably just chilling, thinking, God, I'm so glad I don't have to be part of that no more. Not right now, anyway.
Yeah, hey guys, I gotta feed
I
my
ain't with them
cats.
fellers no more.
You know, going to feed. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh,
Let's just
Feeding
move on.
to feed
Yeah,
someone's
no.
cat really does sound like a euphemism, though, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, no. fair enough.
No.
I knew you'd say that.
Oh God, no.
Oh my god, he's back! He's back!
Oh,
I could hear you the whole time too.
so he's just been
Oh.
listening to us this whole time, lurking,
yeah.
allowing us
yeah.
to read super chats for him, effectively. Right,
Yeah.
Dylan. Since you've been slacking, you got the next one, Borger.
Okay. All right.
It's
Let's
the
see.
Lord.
Don't eat that. No, don't.
I don't think
Well,
that's what
now
Are you
now
having
you're
some
giving it
trouble
mixed
feeding your
signals.
cat, Dylan?
Yeah, now you're giving it
No,
mixed
the other
signals.
cat's trying to eat her food, as he
Oh.
does. Okay. Let's see. Twilord, the €2, pre-ordered wrong. Sonic X Shadow on PS4 app. How refund? I don't know. We're not the.
Sonic X Shadow, Sonic X Shadow generations. I mean,
not
I
PlayStation
Wish
reckon.
luck though.
I think you can get digital deluxe like now as well if you've. I think you can convert it. I don't know. Best talk to support on that one.
That is so funny.
Laugh at Twilord.
Good luck, Twilord.
All right, pup, you got the next one.
Laugh at night. All right. Let's see. Sends $2. Stop with the czar and join us for the Fortnite, dog. But here's the thing: when I've eaten the pizza, I'm not very good at Fortnite, you know.
And that's why he told you stop with it
And
join us for some Fortnite.
and you know, when you're hopped up on the czar, that's the time to be watching Benidorm on Netflix. Not fucking-
Again, you can wait a little bit and then join us for some Fortnite, and then you can enjoy it.
But I don't know when my housemate's gonna go to bed, and I can't not have him with me. Like, it's our thing. It's our tradition. We're brothers. We share the pizza.
Well,
We share the mythic
okay.
pizza. Okay, we got a little bit
The
more.
Mythic Pizza.
Got a little more here.
You got more? All right.
Who wants to read this? Fuck the order. Who wants to read these?
I got it. KB with the $1.99.
Not
Mr.
yet.
Krabs
I
will
have to
definitely-
burger it.
Fine, burger it. And we must make burger.
Linda.
Linda.
Sorry, go on.
Linda,
Go on, Franken.
Burger is actually nice.
It's nice,
Forget it. KB with the $1.99 US. Mr. Krabs would definitely invest in crypto. Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And then he would-
He'd
I don't
probably do
know.
well with it too. He'd probably cash out pretty good.
I think he would invest in it, but then get mad once it start dropping.
Yeah, he would.
You told me Bitcoin was
It's like,
worth
what do you
investing in.
mean?
Elon
What?
Musk
No,
promised
it's-
me that this would go to the moon.
Hold on. I think Squidward would be the one to tell him about it.
And Plankton is the one that started the crypto scheme.
Yeah,
coin.
absolutely.
I'm turning the Krabby Patty secret formula into an NFT.
It's too late. I've already put it on the blockchain, Crabs.
And then
It costs several
he tried
thousand
to expect
Ethereum, Mr.
SpongeBob to buy
Krabs.
it.
It's too late.
Okay,
He would
who
try to
wants...
expect. He would
I'll
try to
do this
force
one.
SpongeBob to buy it. And then
Wait,
just hand it to him.
it does say Donald Pup. Do you want to do it,
Sorry,
fine.
SpongeBoy me Bob.
Fine.
Your
Or do you want me-
spatula's on the blockchain now.
or do you want me to do it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Because there's another one that you can do.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
Mr. Krabs sends $1.99. They're eating the chow, cocoa, and wisps.
They've got a lot of chow.
They got a lot of chow. They're coming in here. They're eating the chow.
It's so much chow. It's crazy.
Eating all the
Chum
white
coin.
wisps.
I fucking hate that, but that's actually not bad.
Porker.
All right.
It just
My
sounds
turn.
dirty.
Yep.
Okay. So Twilord with 2 croissants. Thank you. Figured I should at least make Misfortune funny. Who's Fortune? why is she
That's quite good.
Is
That sounds
is
like
she
a
pretty?
fucking like a Batman villain, like a really mean rich lady.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like
I
she's a
am
widow.
Miss Fortune.
Her name is Miss Fortune.
Well,
Is she pretty?
I don't know.
Of course.
unfortunately,
sure.
yes.
All women are pretty. What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, is she Batman villain pretty? Like,
Oh, fair.
yeah.
Batman. The Batman woman villains they're baddies. You know, they look good.
Hot chick
Baddies.
heaven.
Would.
Oh, he's here. He's arrived.
Who?
You know who.
I don't know who.
Misfortune is here.
Why are you talking
Where?
like an owl right now? Like, come on, man.
Who?
Who? That's what I'm saying.
What if?
I have a.
What?
I have
Wait,
a
hang
joke
on.
for you.
Okay.
What is a skeleton's favorite meal?
Bones.
No.
Bone meal.
Say it.
I don't know what it is.
Why are you laughing?
Why must you fail me so often?
That's one of my favorite videos.
I don't even begin to understand what this is.
It's
Alright,
the
I'll-
best video
I'll-
I've ever seen.
God, uncultured.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah. Dylan, you introduced the show. Why don't you outroduce it?
Bye.
No, come on, man.
What do you mean? We don't have an outro.
Dude, we ask round the
Oh,
table.
oh.
what we're
oh
doing.
yeah, we
Yeah,
asked what
what
we're
do-
doing.
Pup, what are you doing with your life?
You know how it is. Tomorrow, I will hopefully have up a video ranking every Sonic sprite and model
Cool.
from
Nice.
worst to best.
Okay.
And it is
I gotta try doing those
completely,
ranking things.
it's completely non-objective as well. This is the most subjective fucking thing ever. When you hear my points praising some models, it will be things like, he looks very crispy, would go well with bacon, and stuff like that. Like, it's,
He looks good deep fried. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, cool.
Nice.
Frank, what are you up to? What are you doing?
I am currently looking at, let's see, spamming the chat. Anyways, later today I will be streaming Sonic Rumble. Hopefully the event, the
Nice.
co-op event will be going on at that time. And if not, then I will be streaming something else.
Oh, okay.
You can find that on twitch.tv/gottobefrank. Just remove the E because some random person took that. It's like the whole Twitter thing. Somebody took it, and I hope they're not using that account for crypto as well. Anyway, I will also be continuing work on Sonic Generations without defeating a Badnik, and assuming that I can get it done in time, it will release in time for the remasters release, either in early access or when it fully releases. I don't know. It just all depends on when I can get stuff done.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
then I will
alright.
probably sleep.
All right. Sweet. Trey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I've been honestly hitting the ground running with Sonic Expo stuff. I am their audio video director, so I've been helping
let's
out
fucking
in
go.
terms of like all their panels and stuff like that, making sure all of our ducks are in a row. I'm gonna be I'm actually gonna be on a few of those panels, which is gonna be fantastic.
Nice.
So if anyone's going to Texas, November
wish.
8th through the 10th.
Nobody's
know?
going to Texas. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, they don't have in and
Yeah.
out there.
I mean,
I'm
where's the
fucking with you.
lie, right? Like, where's the
okay,
lie?
here's the thing. Texas has Buc-ee's though, so that's a good trade-off in my
I don't
do
give a
wanna go to
fuck
Buc-ee's.
You could
about
try whatever that
Buc-ee's.
is.
I do.
You
no,
don't give a
Buc-ee's.
fuckies about Buc-ee's?
I heard about Buc-ee's in an episode of Wavy Web
Look,
Surf.
it sounded cooler in my head, okay?
I don't give a fuckies about Buc-ee's. But yeah, that's
It
what I've
sounded
been doing.
cooler in my head.
I've been doing that as well as actually finishing up my
Actually.
like a ton of original music and catching up on commissions. So that's been my life. It's just been music, basically outside of the internet. You know, just trying to catch up. And yeah, I'm
Hope
just
you have fun,
excited.
man.
Yeah, thank you. I wish y'all
Looks
were gonna
cool.
be there.
And
I
I
suppose-
wish
getting
I
into
could. I
arguments
just
about
I don't have
Sonic,
enough
right?
money. I can't do it. I
Bro,
can't pay for like the
Look, I
flight
would.
and then the tickets and then the
I
transportation.
I
and
can't
the
make
lodgings.
it over, my pussy hurts. Even though I literally live on the same fucking landmass.
Dude, that's like
Pup-
almost all the way
Pup,
across
you're
the
not one
country
to
for me.
talk.
brother,
That's
please.
true.
Have you seen all of those videos where they talk about like, oh yeah, it was, the size of the UK versus the size of the US? No wonder why Americans don't go anywhere, because it's a big landmass, and you pretty much have multiple cultures.
Yeah,
on
that's
that
not my
landmass.
fucking
Flying and
that's
spending money
not
on flying.
that's not my fault though, is it? So get good.
Well, here's
mean,
hoping that
Are
next
you
year.
shaming me?
I
Are you
am
wallet
the I
shaming me?
am the big biscuit, and you're fucking nobody. Okay.
Whoa, the big
He's just a
biscuit.
few crumbs.
Yeah.
Wait, biscuit or scones?
The funniest
They
thing,
call 'em the biscuit.
the funniest thing is that the big biscuit to me means something completely different to what it does to you.
Possible.
Yeah, I was like, are you talking
Well,
about
that doesn't
biscuits or
mean anything to
scones?
me.
That's why I'm trying
Well,
to.
mine's
I'm
just
trying to use
it's just
your...
a big cookie.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Also,
yeah,
I say
I prefer big cheese.
I say scone, not scone, because scone makes me sound like a Tory. So
I don't care.
You guys don't
I'm
even know
never
what
gonna
that is,
use
do
that
you?
word.
Scone.
I'm never gonna
It's like
unironically use it.
It's when your name is Tori, I believe.
Kilometric prick.
Yeah.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
well, Dylan, what are you up to?
I was trying to get a video about some Sonic Frontiers mods done for today, but I ended up recording all of the footage I needed in the wrong preset in OBS. So that's
Oh,
probably gonna come out tomorrow instead.
No, I don't accept it.
No.
Do or do not. There
Unfortunately,
is no try.
yeah, I recorded it like I have a
Look, Yoda.
I have
Here's
a
the
profile
thing.
on
We
OBS
live in.
when I record my D&D sessions, and it's like it has like a very very low bit rate because I'm only doing like slight visuals. So I recorded all this Frontiers gameplay, and it looked like it was on like an iPod Nano. Like it's fucking disgusting.
Dylan, I did the you know that Mega Man fan game that I was playing not too long ago. I did the same thing
Yeah.
for part 3,
No, oh man,
which is the finale. I'm just like, oh, I gotta re-record this, and it's been a
Sucked,
month.
Yeah.
So how do you fuck?
I you know what? That's
do you
just
mean?
a skill that you
Please don't
learn
tell me you
by
ended the-
repetition.
don't tell me you ended the episode like that.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
That's a skill you learn by repetition, pup. I hate to tell you this.
Yeah, but
So,
that's how am I supposed to repeat it if I haven't done it?
That's why. So
Yeah,
I
you have to
don't
do
think you're
it.
gonna get far with that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well,
How do you fuck?